What's up, people lovers? First intro was muted. We will have 3 show matches today. Secret against Suomi, against Suomi, Secret against AM. They will always play 4 matches against each other. Specialty today is that we won't have any sling, and players can choose their position. So they can decide, okay, who should be pocket, and with me is the great Onlu.
A Wolf.
A Wolf.
What's up, man?
Saying set off
All
here.
turn chat off.
And we always have Suomi playing color 1, 2, 3, and Secret playing color 4, 5, 6.
Indeed, indeed. And interestingly, for Suomi, the max will be player 3 here on the north flank. No max pocket. What? But yeah, they're gonna have Zupi, Mongols pocket in red, and Veles blue, Huns flank in the south.
Interesting. Okay, so overlapping only one civilization here. It is hidden free pick civilization, no repeat. And I honestly feel this map is a bit weird with the concept, because is pocket really that important here?
So this is my first time seeing this map, and just by looking at it, it seems pretty all in, right? You just kind of all dive for the middle
Yeah.
and just kind of snowball it from there.
Yeah, I think so as well. And well, I think middle or pocket position isn't really that important. So this map kind of feels a bit counterintuitive to the start.
Yeah.
Well, we'll see. So Doubt, he's playing the Franks. We will expect a lot of scouts from him. And Tado is playing Mongols mass stuff here, and Jordan is actually playing Britain, so he will have an archer civilization, something we don't really see from Suomi. What do you think about that?
Well, I mean, Celts and Huns and Mongols all have respectable archers as far as the early to mid game goes, and I think that's really where these teams are going to be putting their focus, just because this middle is a veritable cornucopia of food. There's just all sorts of food everywhere. You have the berries for the Franks players, you have the hunt for the Mongols players. I guess you still have goats for the Britain player. Just all the overlapping food bonuses for Secret especially.
Yeah, but still no like deer sheep sling or anything. So Jordan was sitting on his normal starting goats. Now sends 4 on wood before he expands towards the center. I think a lot of aggression is really important here. Did Teno steal an elephant? I think so.
Well, his scout's on lower HP. But is it even stealing an elephant? Because it seems like there's a lot of elephants in the middle. So I think he might have just taken an elephant with his scout.
Look at Veli's starting base. That looks like something that didn't go too well.
Where's the lumber camp?
Okay. There's no lumber camp. He's just going for stragglers. Okay, maybe we. Okay, there is not a single elephant. It's just in the center. So yeah, he took an elephant from the center. You're absolutely right.
Okay, yeah, that's what it looked like. I totally could have been wrong, having not seen this map before, but yeah, that's what it seems like. And yeah, so we have both teams opting for the Mongols pick here, which is, I think, fairly obvious. What do you think of the other picks, though? Celts and Huns versus Franks and Britons?
I still am not sure how good Britons are. With all the free food in the center, you can get onto so many scouts. And Britons, they will struggle a bit, in my opinion. So, not too sure about that. Celts, man-at-arm aggression, spearmen can stay very aggressive. Huns, I think pretty much a scout civilization as well. So I like those. The only questionable thing for me is Britons.
Yeah, I mean, Jordan, he likes his AOC civs. He plays a lot of AOC civs. And I think that it is. I think you're very, very right in that it seems strange to have such a heavy focus on an archers, or a civ with a heavy focus on archers, on a map that is just all about food. And it's like, what do Britons do with a ton of food? Not really all that much.
Yeah. As I said, not too sure. Zupi's now up, Tato is up as well, so our Mongols players going ahead. Exactly what we expect out of them. Not the craziest up times, but simply because we don't have too much in the center. And Tato, he's not going for scouts, he's going for men-at-arms, probably because Doubt is going for scouts out of the pocket position.
Yeah, of course, there's always the, like, if we're thinking in our classic Arabia mindset, normally you don't want, in a 3v3, 2 players to go for scouts. Obviously, this map is very different from Arabia, but it seems like Tato still not wanting to double down on the scouts game plan. And of course, with all that extra food as Mongols, it's not like you can't go for a men-at-arm rush into archers or whatever. Like that would still be fine. In fact, Max, though, he's going for a drush. He doesn't care about the feudal age, man.
Yeah, that's true. He's going for the center. Jordan already adding a farm and walling some at home. Has a defensive goal, so is fine. Sending all the villagers back to his home base. That feels so much like not playing to the strengths of this map.
Yeah, it's like you're investing the mill all the way in the middle of the map. You're sending a ton of villagers over, and then you're bringing everybody back home. It seems like a lot of wasted time, essentially, that you could have been doing something else. But here we go. Tato coming in here with his scout and militia, Doubt coming in to help as well. And a big fight by these villagers of Velez.
So is the max. First villager going down, but one militia lost here by Tato, who's waiting for his man-at-arm upgrade. Still has 2 full militia, so should be fine with that. Lost his scout as well. Man-at-arm upgrade now finishes. Wants to take this engagement, but takes some damage before that.
Yeah, a little bit awkward damage. Another militia even coming in here for the max. But I think with the powers of all of these units for Suomi, they will be able to clean up all of Tato's swordsmen and maybe start to put pressure onto our purple player, because he doesn't really have a lot.
Look at that, and Jordan is like, okay, I heard there's some fighting. Just riding over there on his horse, and well...
Guys, I'm here.
Let's attack!
Let's go!
First archer out for Tato should be doing fine against the militia, although they still have reasonable HP, some spearmen at the front, and the max is adding more and more. Look at that, that's pretty crazy, and he queues up 3 more. He plays full Dark Age here.
Is this the Hoang Smurf confirmed? I guess so. That's a lot of militia, and obviously this is very... but, premeditated. I guess with all of this hunt, Max is like, I don't care about the feudal age. I'm going to play the one civ that has a, useful bonus for militia in the Dark Age. Just make militia all day.
But they will get really weak once Jordan gets out, like 2-3 archers. Tato already is on archers, so the only real thing we're missing is some scout support from Doubt. I'm a bit shocked that where is he at?
He has 5 military. They're just kind of chilling in the middle, but kind of need to come help out Tato. His villagers, under a lot of pressure, will lose at least 1.
Now rushing out a defensive tower. That was a rough triple against Tato, who's really struggling now. Pop 26 for him. Military count only at 1, and that's a lot of villagers going down. This is looking good for Suomi.
It's looking real good for Suomi, and no feudal age needed from Max. It's just... Doubt was a little bit out of position in terms of helping Tato, and Tato perhaps overextended a little bit from himself on the flank, just barely managed to save one last villager. And it looks like with the tower coming up, Tato will at least be okay, but his villager count is certainly not too pretty. And as Jordan's having to come in all the way from the north, he didn't even build his ranges in the middle, so it's really just not taking advantage of the map, in my opinion.
Yeah, I think so as well. Just so tough to reinforce. Double blacks coming late as well. Doubt he's trying to protect a bit, but... scout numbers of Zupi looking really good. Velez is having reasonable archer numbers, getting another snipe, and just look at the KD from Tato, 7-14.
Yeah, that's definitely not ideal. I don't really know why Velez has more archers than Jordan, considering Jordan has the faster working rangers and has been under 0 pressure as far as I'm aware. Whereas, Velez had neither of those things, but obviously we're still seeing Suomi push their advantage. Zupi with some very well upgraded scouts with bloodlines and +1 armor.
What?
That is pretty crazy, and just a testament to the food income that Mongols can have on this map.
Yeah, that's really crazy. And Velise maybe stayed a bit longer there in the center. He's getting raided at home now. Tato's coming over with 4 fletching archers. And it's a bit annoying, but I think that will be cleared up in the end. Doubt he's doing a blacksmith, but still pretty open at the front.
Definitely still open at the front, and here comes Vles looking for some vengeance. Eventually. Nope, never mind. Not really sure why he didn't just go for it. I guess he sees the scouts coming in here. And I think that especially because Suomi scouts are better upgraded than Doubt's, like they can take some good fights here.
Yeah, Doubt only now going for the +1 defense. His resources are at the limit, so that Blacksmith wasn't actually for Carthage. He's still open at the front, and Zupi is now moving in. This will be some solid damage.
Definitely. Doubt's gonna have to run some villagers. Gonna lose at least one. Not sure if he'll lose any more than that. Looks like Max is here as well. Doubt's trying to save himself, but Frank's, yes, they have incredibly strong scouts early on, but once Bloodlines come in, their scouts are actually worse. Here comes Jordan. A couple spearmen might be enough to turn the tide. And it looks like Suomi will be retreating for the time being, so Doubt not taking massive damage.
Yeah. And, well, looks pretty solid here. Nice defense for sure. Village account, I would say roughly even here. We only have to look at the tax, and as we can see, the Max and Zupi both already up to Castle Age.
Yeah, I feel like I just missed the Max in the Feudal Age. It's like he was in the Dark Age, and now he's going to the Castle Age.
Yeah, he didn't
Just
build anything there.
Not a care in the world. And what do we think we're going to see from him? We see some Spearmen queued up. Do you think we're going to be seeing like Pikeman Siege?
I wanted to ask you the question. I think that sounds realistic, yeah. What else can he do, really? Kel's not that great, but the way Doubt should be able to take a great engagement here. Tato and Doubt very active, Zupi being caught off guard. That's a lot of skirms dying.
Yeah, I'm not really sure on the skirm play. I feel like you could have just kept on hammering the archers, and oh, that's a lot of villagers. Oh, this is going to be quite bloody. At least the scout numbers are fairly low for Doubt, so he can't maybe pursue that much, but oof, even Tato bringing in some archers, and there is this period of sort of military weakness that Suomi is having because Max is getting up to the Castle Age. He's actually going to be making the switch over to Knights. I think this was like a more last-minute decision as he like just threw down the 2 stables. But yeah, there's just 2 players had an army versus 3 players had an army.
Yeah, that was really rough. Maybe staying a bit longer on field age there could have helped out. And beautiful execution there. Nice timing for sure by the Secret Boys. And, well, the push now continues into Zupi, who is not walled. But while they're retreating, it seems like double stable indeed from Zupi as well. So, Knights facing the feudal age army of Secret now.
Yeah, last time I checked, Knights are pretty good against Feudal Age units, and indeed, without even +1 armor, Jordan will be dying in just 3 hits right there to the Knights of the Max. And that should be like some nice small token of vengeance. But I guess Veles's villager count isn't that bad, all things considered, compared to everyone else in this game.
Yeah, how much did he lose there? 4 maybe? He got home with like 4 or 5, which actually should not have happened if Doubt spotted that. This could have been more kills.
Yeah, definitely could have been. I think it was nice from Suomi to really prioritize killing the scouts, as they were, as you know, scouts moving faster than the archers are much more able to chase down the villagers. But yeah, probably could have, optimized the scouts in terms of killing the villagers more efficiently. Notably, Jordan with the triple range play as Britons. That's going to be a lot of crossbowmen as he hits Castle Age here in a second.
Yeah, and he has a lot of resources, so should be fine upgrading those. And, well, could add extra TCs in the back as well. Still has a safe gold spot. It's in the university for him, and that will be a scary army for sure.
That's definitely going to be a scary army. Notably, the outer edge of this map does contain all of the stone. No players have stone in their bases. So yeah, everyone putting down TCs, and if people want to put TCs that have spent stone, they're going to need to buy stone from the market, though it looks like at least Veles has chopped to freedom, as has Max.
And Tato as well. So
there we go.
That's the plan for the long run. Feels a bit like Chaos Pit here. And, well, Now people thinking about the very long run, maybe some walling there to maybe in the very long run set up some trades.
Yep, sounds good. I mean, I guess the longer this map goes on, the more it definitely will feel kind of like Chaos Pit, but with a smaller pit, so to say. And yeah, here comes Jordan with his crossbow army, getting ballistics right now. And Celt Knights, there's certainly nothing to write home about, lacking that critical Bloodlines upgrade. Doubt Knights even otherwise are much better upgrade with +1/+2. So he's going to have quite the scary army. Veles is bringing in his own crossbowmen to bear, though he should imagine Britons are going to have the edge in this fight.
Yeah, one more range, and Ballistics is going for the +2 defense as well, so should take better fights here. Doubt is around as well, +1/+2, and the quote-unquote bloodlines from Franks. This should be a good fight for them. The Max, not that many upgrades on his knights. I think he will need to ask Zupi and Velis to play heavily in Castle Age, and then think about imping quite early. Otherwise, Celts, they can't offer too much in Castle.
Yeah, they're not really a Castle Age powerhouse, so to say. I've pointed this out on my stream a few times before. Celts are the only civ in the game with access to cavalry that lacks both Thumbring and Bloodlines. Like Britons aside, Britons don't count because they have the extra range for their archers. But yeah, other than that, they're the only civ that lacks both the critical archer and cavalry techs. So they're definitely not the Castle Age powerhouse.
The only civilization? Ah, okay, you said that has cavalry.
Yeah, the only civilization with cavalry that
Okay,
doesn't
okay.
have either Thumbring or Bloodlines, except Britons, but I don't count Britons because their archers are really good anyway.
Some raid on the outside now from Tato as well. Sneaked some around. Belize has a nice number of CA though. And oh, that looked like a big raid. I completely missed that in the back base of Belize. He's down to 36 villagers. What happened there?
Something bad happened in the form of some crossbows from Tato. Looks like Veles will be able to clean up some reinforcements. It'd be nice to pick apart the crossbows piecemeal like this, but ooh, that is an absolutely devastating raid that yeah, I totally missed as well. There's absolutely action happening everywhere. Our blue player is at least on 2 TCs, but oh, another big fight happening in the middle as well. Looks like there are way more army here for our secret team, and I feel like Suomi is just going to get mopped up right now.
Oh, Frank's Britons in Castle Age, right? They're incredibly strong. They're completely their power spike age, and they are going for a lot of aggression. And well, what is the answer? Mongols doesn't really want to play in Castle Age for too long. Celts neither. So it's kind of all eyes on our Hans player that is down to 40 villagers.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's a really good point in that Mongols and Celts are not the Castle Age powerhouse civs you were looking for in this scenario. Really, it's going to be on the Hun player. But because Veles took so much damage, he's not really in a position to, you know, come in with like 40 cav archers and kill everything. And because there's no slinging until Imperial Age in this tournament or show match format, it's not like there's anything Zupi or Max can really do to sort of get Veles back in the game right now.
Yeah, well, I didn't even know that it was allowed to sling an imp. I thought it was no sling at all, but I
No,
trust.
you can sling an imp once you research coinage at a 20% tax.
Okay, good to know. And well, some nice shenanigans here of the Max, keeping Jordan pretty honest and not allowing him to get outside. Him preparing some knights. The crossman of Tato on the outside still active. And now the big Castle Age armies here against Veles. Tricky spot for him.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, like I was saying earlier, the 3 ranges as Britons is a lot of crossbowmen. Like that is a very terrifying number of crossbows from Jordan, fully upgraded. Doubt almost fully upgraded himself, and Jordan's clicking up to imp right now.
What? Pretty sick. 60 population for him, or 60 villagers for him. 34 military. He is looking pretty solid. The whole game, it felt like Secret was pretty close with their overall populations, and that will be a tough army to answer. How far is
Yeah, I
Max
mean, like,
away from imping?
we were questioning the Britons' pick at the beginning of this game, but as it's kind of panned out, really it's just Jordan doing an excellent job playing to the civilization's strengths, which is going to be in the Castle Age and soon to be early Imperial Age. It's where the civilization is absolutely terrifyingly strong, and provided that Secret can get a ton of damage done here in the near future, which I see no reason why they couldn't, they should be well on their way to taking game number 1, and Tato even coming in the south. It's literally a 3v1 against 4 Veles.
Yeah, it's so rough for him. We'll get a siege workshop out, but look at that. Tato is just moving in against the farms, staying active around as well, and Jordan probably dictating the game here, as it looks like.
So legend has it that a prophet once spoke and said that Jordan's back. And yeah, no, he's looking really solid right now. Shouldn't really lose his TC in the north of his base. And yeah, Veles is definitely going to be really struggling to hold on. Is going to have the assistance of Zupi, who does have quite a few well-upgraded knights himself. So it looks like actually this army of Secret may be caught out a little bit. But again, I'm still looking at that big mass of crossbows from Jordan and not seeing any answer to them when they become arbalests.
Yeah, that might be true. He's going pretty far away though. Dowd moved in, lost a lot, and is now facing walls behind him. Will lose a lot of his knights. The back is still open, but could be walled there. That's a lot of losses here for Dowd.
Yeah, that did take quite a few losses. I mean, the kill-death ratio is certainly not terrible for him. His villager count is certainly respectable. But yeah, Jordan hitting Imp right now. Bracer, Arbalest, definitely going to be looking to him to get something done with them. I mean, he has a lot of units. They're not really in a fantastic aggressive position, though. So hopefully he'll be able to, patrol across the map and maybe kill the Max. He is up on his way to the Imperial Age himself, and we know how Celts versus Britons goes in post-him. So I feel like Jordan's going to want to get something done now.
Yeah, and I think moving home completely with all his 30 crossbowmen there cannot be the right choice, right? He didn't do anything with basically now the strongest unit. No chance of attacking now. Not too happy with that.
Yeah, I totally agree. I was kind of wondering about that because, I mean, the thing with the Arbalest is that they're very slow, so you need to make sure that they're in a good position so that when the upgrades come in, you can instantly get some damage done. But now you can see the Max stonewalling up, getting scale mail armor on the way, and I mean, he's over halfway to the Imperial Age. Like, he doesn't need to survive that much longer. Okay, there might be a small window here with just the one palisade that Jordan could potentially get in and get a lot of damage done.
True, there's not a lot of walls behind that, even 3 spots where there's only 1 palisade. Now make that 2, and he could move in. Meanwhile, Tato got his castle up in the perfect time so that Veles and Zupi couldn't really get the kills in.
Yeah, Tato's been pretty quiet in the Castle Age. I mean, he did take a lot of damage in the Feudal Age, but kind of just went for the good old Mongol AFK boop into Mangudai. And, well, he's got 2 castles up. He's on his way to the Imperial Age, and Bless is trying to get something done with these Cav Archers, but I don't think he'll be able to find a way in. And right now, Jordan has a lot of Arbalests, but I think he just needs to move forward. Castle is being attempted for the Max. I feel like Jordan should be able to deny that if he sees it.
Brace a bit late by him as well. But, well, finished now, and I think he won't move in there. Just lacking siege at the moment, maybe waiting for Dowd to reinforce with Cavaliers as well. Now it all comes down to getting some control of the corners as well. That's kind of Tato's job.
Yeah, that's definitely going to be Tato's job, at least securing the southern corner. And I don't really think he should have much of a problem with that. I mean, Veles has just taken so much damage. He's on a very low villager count. And Huns do not compare to Mongols at all in the Imperial Age. I feel like Jordan should have just patrolled in with his Arbalest, just walked around or even through the TC arrow fire. It's not like the Max even has fletching, and just walk literally through his base, killing villagers on the way, and then they just go to the outside of the map. And I don't think they could have done anything to stop that, meaning Suomi, because they knew that Zupi's army was in the middle. They knew that Zupi wasn't in a position to just, swoop up and kill Tato, because he was already busy fighting Dowd.
Speaking of fighting Dowd here, he is taking good engagement against Veles, who, well, wanted to go home and loses like 5 CA or something without fighting back.
Yeah, that's not really ideal. Also, Jordan lost a ton of arbalests, like right in Zupi's castle, right in the north side of his base, just for free.
Oh.
That's not what you want to be doing.
And now there's a lot of camels coming over. Still no cavalier upgrade for our Mongols player. I'm a bit surprised by that. And that one will be probably a winning fight for Zupi, but not the most efficient one.
Yeah, definitely.
Huh.
Yeah, sorry. So Chivalry coming in for Doubt though. Frank's definitely gonna be a post-imp power. And I still feel like Secret is gonna be a lot better situated going into this late game, and it's really gonna kind of come down to the Max making a lot happen. But I'm not really sure he's gonna be able to do that.
Let's see. Okay, Dowd and Jordan have a pretty strong army there at the top. The Max, he's actually going for elite Vote Raiders. That's a surprising unit choice for me. What do you
So
think
the
about
Woad
that?
Raiders are going to do a lot better than Halbs against Britain specifically, but I think in the greater context of what your opponents are going to be throwing at you, i.e. Doubt and his Cavalier soon to be Paladin, they're going to perform quite poorly. This castle, Doubt saying, guess what? It's a Doubt castle.
Like 3 villagers went down there, or 4, so it's not the end of the
Yeah, I
world,
know.
but still, yeah, Unite for now. Zupi is going for a YOLO move through the center. What is that all about?
Whoa! This is the big charge here from the Mongol player. He has a lot of heavy camels, a decent amount of knights as well, and Doubt's army is totally out of position to defend himself. He has like two villagers trying to build a house, but there's even a hole by the gold. And oh, the quick walls, Doubt pro quick waller. We all know he never misses those quick walls.
Uh, okay, now sending some paladins over in from the back. Chivalry are helping out, getting that upgrade a bit earlier. And Zupi keeps on running. Interesting. So, no real big fights. It's a lot about positioning and Kansas City Shuffle at the moment.
Yeah, very much so. And it's always
Oh,
feels.
the army of
Oh,
Zupi will be caught off guard here.
oh, that's a lot of elite Mangudai coming in from Tato. And Mongols, of course, not having the last armor upgrade means that these Mangudai are going to shred them. Oh, that's really painful. Tato even coming in with drill, and I feel like Tato might just be the hammer that falls on Team Suomi right now, as he has just not been touched since Feudal Age. And that's a pretty terrifying prospect against Mongols. That's a lot of scary Mangudai and even drill coming in.
Yeah, it's really pretty brutal. Kind of like, okay, push on the left hand side. Knows, okay, this Hans player, he has a lot of CA. Not too scared of that if you have fully upgraded Elite Mangudai and can add some siege rams as well now. And Dowd is pushing through the center as well. This could be the first $50 in the pockets of Team Secret.
Oh yeah, certainly. I mean, Frank Paladins and Mangudai. You need something out of the ordinary to counter that. And I'm not really seeing that right now. Cavalier coming in from Velez, that is not going to be anywhere near enough. And it's kind of just a matter of Jordan playing Don't Die, and he's not even dying because with the help of Doubt, he's even just killing the Max. And I think this game is 50 ways to over right now.
How is the max only pop 130? He wasn't attacked in quite some time. Yeah, he got raided at the top there, but that was maybe like 20 villagers dying. And that was also 2-3 minutes ago. I think he should be at pop limit. Did we miss something?
Well, he was really trying to break down Jordan with some elite Woad Raiders, but Jordan just had a ton of Arbalests and was fighting under his castle, and the Max honestly just kind of threw away a huge amount of army, just for no real reason, honestly.
Okay. Well, big engagement here. Zupi's now coming over trying to save his teammate. 2 TCs are going to go down, and that's a lot of dead villagers here as well. Oh boy. And the GG is flying in.
Yeah, wow. That was an interesting game number one, for a certainty. Very well played from Secret, obviously. Just sort of surviving, I guess you could say, until once Jordan hit Imp is really when the tables kind of turned. Even if Jordan didn't get as much damage personally, like done himself that we thought he would, it sort of bought the time that Doubt and Tato needed to get to their own very scary late game armies. And I mean, Vles was just so far behind at that point. It was all ogre.
Yeah. I think there's one crossbow raid that kind of went through the center. for Elise. That might have thrown him off guard so hard, and it's such a tough map to play, right? You need to control the outside, you need to be walled in the center. You kind of want to not give up all the gold and food in the center area as well. It's easy to overlook 6 crossbows, and then with Shadow's micro, game already was over there potentially.
Yeah, and that was definitely what always kind of put Velez on the back foot, and they just didn't really have a strong Castle Age answer to what Secret was doing.
Okay. Who was the MVP for you in this game?
It's hard to say, right? Because it's like a matter of what stage of the game are you looking at. Honestly, I want to say Tato.
Okay.
Because Tato, despite taking a lot of damage early, I felt that it was his crossbow raid that just kind of nuked Velez, and then it was ultimately his Elite Mangudai that won the game. So if I had to pick someone, I'd go with him.
Okay.
You could make arguments for either Doubt or Jordan, though.
Yeah, it is tricky, right? It is a map where a lot of fighting was going on. Tato, as you said, offered himself, and, well, truly a beautiful map, I have to say. Not sure how important fixed position was here, but I like the map for sure.
It was an interesting game, and I'm glad I watched it.
Yeah. Some sling even from the max towards Velez in the end.
Yeah. Of course, you can sling in an M-Pen, and it's not a Suomi game if there isn't any sling involved.
Okay, well then I need to change my description here. Fixed position, sling from Imp.
Yes.
And oh boy, do we want to list all the shifts that they picked now? I think I got them.
The ambitious streamer would do that.
It's not too important. I think like it's only 4 games as well. So
yeah. As Crazini is saying in the game lobby, though, players can switch their colors if they want. So it's not like we're stuck seeing these players in these positions forever. Like we could see some changes.
And the Chinese streamer Paladin is even messaging me. Can I stream this tournament as well? Well,
Paladin.
you were allowed to, but you should have messaged him like weeks ago.
Well, to be fair, I forgot to message Crazini until like 3 days ago.
Okay, I will talk with my chat. Talk to you in 2-3 minutes, and then we have Grand Barra.
Indeed.
You don't know the map. So it's basically the reverse idea. This time you needed to chop out. This map you need to chop in. Did he already mute me? Where's my Discord? Huh? Oh, he already is muted. Feels nilly, man. What does big hippos mean? Big hippos. Marvinho, thanks for 5 months. And okay, any questions, guys? Anything you want to say? I'd be able to answer some of your questions, some of your desires in life. Casters are ready on the MembTV side. The guy who spun the tournament, kind of together with Mondo AE. Crazini is the guy organizing and creating the maps. What's the purpose of those show matches? Testing the settings and maps, and next week Mem tourney coming? That's what I heard, yeah. The fixed position. People have been complaining about fixed positions for years now, and ECL didn't do it. There's even a German small side that is playing with fixed positions and C-Zone. So, yeah, it should be just tournament standard. And Memp is moving in that direction, which is pretty good. What's the purpose of existence? To give your existence a meaning. I wish that face would be there all the time. What face? Jordan? What are the opinions on the color distribution? I personally dislike that they did not adopt ECL color scheme for fixed positions. Yeah, I think ECL colors are better, but go to AoE zone and put that on the feedback thread, because they did ask, they did a poll, and in the end, that's the result they went for. So don't complain now. Help them out before the tournament starts, because they were open to feedback and tried to deliver the best entertainment and color distribution. And you weren't there, and now complaining, the worst kind of viewers. That poll wasn't by the admins? Oh, okay. Well, then they should have listened. Just watched the poker video at DBT. I feel a lot better about the bad beats I have on poker shows now. You're welcome. Nimino made the poll. Okay. And the warm versus cold colors won big time. Sick! Okay, then let's flame them. Shit, man, what are they doing? I didn't see anything. Green against teal. How are they not in the same team? Couldn't distinguish the knights. That was really bad. Who organizes those tournaments? Oh, there already is a color scheme that the big tournament uses and gets great feedback. How would you not change it to that? Unresponsible tournament organizer. Did ECL colors win the poll? At least the one I voted on, I thought so. Okay, yeah, I would have voted for the same. Now, who's the worst kind of viewer? What does fixed position actually do? You can choose your pocket position in 3-3, and in 4v4 you can choose your 2 pocket positions. So it should always be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, Ukrainian prefers it since it's easier for the players. I think we need to get more into the habit of providing the best entertainment, not the most convenient stuff for players. Like for Doubt, it's more convenient to be 15 minutes late. For the viewers, it's better if we start on time. And we need to get more into the direction of being entertainers than having fun and maybe getting some money for that. At least if we want to go into the esport direction. My opinion. In 4v4 you can't choose who's who pocket, right? I think you can. You can choose, okay, he is the pocket of that flank exactly. What if Capture Age is able to change the colors from spectator point of view? It should be able. I'm very sure Capture Age is able to do that. Yeah. If you want to go into each direction, the players need to be compensated differently. How? And this method of fixed position is better? Yes. But the other one isn't too much more complex. I'm eating sweet potato risotto. Full bomb. Okay. I'm brain. Sick. So much looking forward to when Capture Age one day might be viewable for team games as well. That would be nice. And here we go.
Suomi. Do I have a nilly?
You have a nilly. Can I get 2 nillies?
No, just 1 nilly.
Okay.
So this map is called Grand Barra. Yeah. It's kind of it feels kind of like the last map with like the whole you have to cut your way to get resources, I guess.
Indeed. That's what I said. Cutting on the outside, the one before, but 4 layers, I believe. And this one is 1 to 2 layers. I believe 2 layers most of the time. I remember this map to be viewed by me for ECL purposes. I think Cresini did send it in for ECL to be played. And I don't know why, but we voted it out.
Oh, were you part of the map contest
Yes.
judge team back in?
Before I joined Heresy,
Yeah. I actually think I was the one who replaced you in that.
I think it was Project Belgium.
Well, I think Bugum is on the crew. I might have replaced Robo.
Why Robo?
Okay. I don't know. I think he never just got. I think he just never got back to T West.
Okay.
regardless, we've got some interesting Civ picks here. For Team Suomi, we'll have Zupi in the blue as the Spanish on the north flank, so picking Spanish to be on flank. Then we'll have the Max in the red as the Goths in the pocket, and Veles in the green as the Mayans the south flank.
That's weird.
So, that's weird, man.
Okay. And okay, this is still kind of wallable on the outside. So maybe he wants to go for some conk aggression. But picking Goth as like, you only need to go for 12 different civilizations, right?
Yeah.
So you kind of say Goth is in our top 12? I think it makes more sense if you kind of anticipate a Mayan sling against you. But we won't have that in this tournament.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this specifically from Suomi as well in ECL, where they go for the sling max as Goths. But that's like half the premise of this Showmatch series is no slinging.
Yeah.
So that's a bit confusing. But I mean, does he really need to be slung to get to a huge economy in the late game?
No, but what is the Goth army composition going to be against Aztecs, Celts, and Spanish?
Yeah, I mean, that is an excellent point because I guess to formally introduce Team Secret, we have Doubt here in the yellow as the Celts in the south flank, Jordan in the cyan as the Spanish in the pocket, and Tato in the purple as the Aztecs on the north flank. And yeah, Goths kind of get shredded by those civs.
Like, in the end, against Paladin Kong, no chance. Against Votes, no chance. Against Tato, if he doesn't go for Arbalest Monk, if he goes for any infantry, he's getting shreked. This is really rough. And they're going for the big walls here. I don't see Goth being too efficient.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, all the speculation in my chat is about potential BOA 2, and I'm just thinking back to BOA 1 when you had the like all but 1 or 2 civs picked in the civ drafts, and Goths and Vietnamese were like almost every single time the very last 2 civs to be picked.
That's true.
And
I think Goth was like, how many series were those? Like 15 or something?
yeah, something in that ballpark.
Early math, and I think 12 of them, Goth was the last one.
Yeah. And Vietnamese were the second to last one.
Yeah, and I think like Teuton won or something.
Yeah, it wasn't great for the poor Goths and Vietnamese. So it is interesting that we are seeing this dedication, I guess, to the Civ from the Max. I mean, he will play the Civ more than anyone except maybe Vinchester.
That's actually true, yeah. Okay, they're going for the big wall, so we'll be Drush on the outside. Tato's trying to chop in. Actually, diagonal chopping isn't that great. It will take longer than if you just go for a straight line. So I think, for example, with Leeds, although he should take longer with Mariant, will take longer than, I believe, Tato.
That's true. I guess you're probably not too concerned about getting to the middle like as quickly as possible. I mean, I think so long as you get there in like a semi-reasonable time, it's probably not too big of a deal. But obviously, it is little efficiency
We'll
things.
lose the first villager.
That's awkward.
And didn't take a lot of HP away either. Tato, is he trying to fight this now? Still running? I'm a bit surprised. Tries to go around, trying to reinforce with one more militia, but takes 3-4 hits. 2 more militia from him, and then he could maybe take this engagement. That's weird.
Yeah, that is definitely kind of weird. And obviously, like, we're seeing Suomi play this like full Oasis / Black Forest style, just walls every day, aside from some early aggression. But actually, Zupi not fast enough with the walls, and here comes Tato with about a bajillion militia, give or take. And there's nothing that Zupi can do to defend against this.
Oh man, Tato doing a beautiful job of buying some time for himself to get up to 5 militia. KD now 3-0, and as you said, walls not in time. Zupi needs to go back here, and that's a rough start for him.
I mean, he's 0 kills and 3 deaths right now against Tato, who obviously has the inverse. And he's not even up on his way to feudal age yet. This is not good, to say the least. And Tato, for his part, he's just milling Zebra in the north. He has a bunch of farms for Aztecs, which is going to be obviously quite nice. Like, he's got the food to burn on these extra militia, and I think they're going to be paying dividends. No quick walls here at all from Zupi. Oh no.
But doing some okayish damage here. The Scout of the Max is coming over. Who is feudal age? What? Okay, but 14. What? 14 minutes 6 seconds. Fast castle.
Wait, I guess you just start with extra food on this map. I mean, this is my first time seeing this map ever.
I think you have like 8 zebras, but that's just solid timing. What was that? We completely missed that. That
24,
was
24, 26.
24 plus 2, yeah. Sick. Okay. The max.
I mean, yeah, that's just a damn solid castle age time. The question is, what into what is always going to be the question. I think it's just going to be into full-on boom mode. I don't really see anything else that Goths are going to be doing that's going to be particularly useful.
Yeah, he's playing Market Blacksmith, so it has to be the boom for sure. Zupi is now adding militia. What?
Huh?
He did add a 3rd militia. Really
Yeah.
weird. Jordan is going full boom at the Spanish pocket. That's obviously a beautiful spot, right? You were just getting handed Spanish pocket, and no way that you will ever lose a villager in this game.
Oh yeah.
Unless you lost.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised people didn't go Indian pocket here. Because to me, Indians are potentially like the most broken pockets.
Yeah, but they are better on other maps that are coming up later.
Oh, okay. Oh, yeah, there's one of the maps that you have, like, fishing, right?
2,
with villagers?
even 2, yeah.
Oh, they're 2, yeah. Oh, there you go.
There's one rehydration map and one where you even have deep fish.
Oh, God. Okay, so we're seeing Indians later. I don't think I need to worry too much about that one. So yeah, Spanish are going to be insanely strong here. And for the sort of like slow roll boom, it's not like Spanish boom is like particularly impressive. I mean, the faster build speed is nice, but there are better eco bonuses out there. But you have the time, so I don't think it's going to matter a whole lot that you're perhaps a little bit slower to boom. You'll get to your insane late game.
Yeah, absolutely. Zupi even going for the Man-at-Arm upgrade. Not a big fan of that.
Not at all. At least he will get the blacksmith up. That would have been incredibly horrible if it was denied at like 95%. But yeah, I mean, like, these militia have just paid for themselves in spades for Tato. I mean, they've harassed villagers. I mean, they've even killed a villager or 2 or whatever. And even if they all die, like, just the amount of idle time they've caused, and the just space that they've bought for Tato just to take like 8 extra Zebra or something insane like that. But I am surprised by the double range follow-up. Seems
Okay.
like it won't really get a ton done.
Well, let's take a look. We have 1 layer of palisades. The max should actually be even able to scout that, right? Although naturally you only scout towards the front. Will he actually see the Archer Rangers? Yes, he will. And that will be an X on the minimap pretty soon.
Oh, there you go. Nilly with the sick predictions. But yeah, I mean, Tato's going to be coming in here with some archers. They don't even have fletching yet.
He's getting
actually, will they be enough to help clean up the men-at-arms? Even though there's just militia, doesn't look like it.
Well, even
Actually,
if he clears the man-at-arms, that's not too important.
yeah, like he should have focused the villager that was building the gate.
Huh.
Yeah, it's kind of strange. Anyway, it will be, of course, the unique units for both of the flank players of Suomi. I don't really see anything else making a ton of sense. Actually, interestingly, Vles opting to castle the middle of the map, and Doubt's actually going forward with the siege workshop.
Not forward. I think it's just some mangonels to defend against the upcoming plumed archers. Did buy himself 100 stone, so we'll go for the 40C boom here. Jordan is going for 3 TCs as well, now on stone, so we'll be late Kongs from him and picking up some relics from the center.
Yeah, certainly. So it seems like players are making plays for the middle of the map. There is at least a fair amount of gold in the middle. I guess, like, all in all, it's probably the same as Gold Rush, but it's spread out over just such a wide swath of the map that it's not like I don't think anyone's just going to lose control of the middle and its gold.
Oh, that's
But all
true.
these civs have a ton they can
Boy,
do with a
look
lot
at
of
that.
gold.
Velise, he's squeezing through. And Doubt, well, he did pull the mangonel, was anticipating the moves here. But that's 3-4 dead villagers for sure. 3 for now.
Yeah, and Bodkin Arrow already in as well for Vales. Sometimes you see Mine players delay that upgrade for a little while. Vales did not opt to do that, and it's definitely paying off for him right now, getting quite a few villager kills against Doubt. And again, like Mines versus Celts, it's one of those matchups where you really want to get a lot of damage done in the Castle Age with your Plumed Archers when Celts, I mean, same story as last game, it's where they're at their weakest. And because you just kind of die to Celts in the late game in their siege. But right now, not a whole lot of answers to these Plumed Archers.
Ground attack dodged, and well, Doubt he didn't lose any villagers there. Did you see? That was good for him. Still thinking about getting the TC up. I think Velise, he could dance around there and snag 1 or 2 more villagers.
Yeah, I think he could have done that. Maybe he was a bit worried about maybe the faster attacking Celt Mangonels, maybe catching him off guard a little bit. I think in the north, Tato lost a lot of crossbowmen to the Conks. That's what it looks like. I mean, the kill-death ratio kind of flipped on its head in favor of Zupi.
Oh yeah, into the castle.
Yeah. Oh, that's a little bit Alco Taco.
Oh, Velise,
and oh man, even
another
more.
raid.
That's pretty painful. Like Zupi just kind of using the random men-at-arms to scout the rest of the middle. Just a cute little move. But yeah, Conk's coming in, and I think Tato might need to be a little bit worried right now. He only has like 1 palisade to defend himself. Double monastery, but I don't really see any monks.
Will be rough. Some losses here. Doubt is not doing too well for himself either. Now might even lose one of his mangonels. Nice ground attack. So we couldn't really split around there. And well, Jordan needs to carry. But
Jordan
he did slow
carry
himself down with the castle. I don't really like that too much.
Why are you worrying about a castle, man? You just gotta go full boom mode. Like, look at the villager discrepancy between Jordan and the Max. It's like 20. That is insane. I mean, the Max is on what? 5 TCs? No, only 4 TCs.
No, it's 5.
Oh no, never mind. He has 1 in the middle. 5 TCs. Why would I ever doubt the Max for being on less than 5 TCs?
That's rough, right? It's pretty much hard to wall. Doubt will be super open. And Jordan, well, he can wall himself off. Tato might have some problems. I think the Max will just dominate this game here.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting how the way this map works out, because in the early game, when you're not chopped through the middle, it's super closed off, like, Oasis level closed off. But now that you're sort of all fighting for this middle, it is about as open as it gets. And that's where the Goths are going to shine, obviously, when you just have hordes of Huskarls and Halberdiers streaming across the map. And it's, I think, going to be pretty tricky to actually deal with that, as there is no early Imperial Age answer, I feel, to the incoming Goth wave that is going to hit soon.
Yeah,
it's
maybe
like the hurricane has been spotted, but you know it's coming. You got to evacuate, man.
If John went full boom into Cavaliers, he could have a pretty similar timing and maybe could do something, but Simply being forced into Conquistadors made it so rough for him. Now some idle time for him. The max completely uncontested here. This is like... I think I would give you incredible odds for the max not having high score in this game.
Yeah, that would be... I would not take you up on that bet.
As I said,
there's
odds.
Yeah, but I'm also incredibly boring. But actually, a nice little bit of micro here from Jordan, saving the 1 HP Conquistador. And it looks like he will be able to clean up the plumed archers. Actually, why
What did he save?
Yeah, Caster Curse. Caster Curse.
Oh, micro 2 low HP ones so well and then send both of them in again.
Why? Oh, that's a nice quick call.
Yeah.
And yes, like this is good for Jordan in terms of, okay, he cleaned up the
Doubt Castle! Center of the map!
Oh, you gotta be kidding me.
Oh boy! Oh,
oh no.
Oh boy! Oh,
Doubt. You can't feed the meme like this, man.
Oh,
you have to fight the meme.
He is the meme. He's living the meme.
Yeah, that's true.
He is the living meme.
Even on the TC. Oh, and the plumed archers are here as well, and they're just... And Suomi's just gonna sit right down. They're gonna hunker down right by this castle foundation, and it's not gonna go up for a good long while.
Oh man. I doubt one villager's hammering away.
The villager believed. You know, that was the one villager that's like, you know what, y'all are pansies hiding in the TC. I'm gonna build this castle. I'm gonna show you how it's done. Oh, I just took one arrows to the face.
Okay, now going out, Conquistadors are running around. And... well, he's going back into it.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, for having such a rough start for Zupi, I mean, he has done work in the Castle Age with these Conquistadors, and oh no. Doubt!
Got a conversion, but oh boy! Huskarl's here now.
Oh boy,
the patrol was too short of the max.
Oh, that's a little bit awkward, but... even if this castle goes up, I mean, like the original Doubt Castle, the castle did go up, but at what cost, Nilly?
To be defeated shortly after.
Yeah, well, 20 villagers, by the looks of things. It was the cost of that castle, and I just, you know, I see the red wave gathering here in the middle of the map. The Red Army is massing its troops, and much like ye olde Soviets, they're it's just going to be a lot of very cheap, expendable soldiers thrown at the front lines that's eventually going to win.
Okay. Jordan is following up with the Doubt Castle of his own. Well, he microed pretty well there, even against Ballistic. At least that's what it looked like. And I don't like the unit choice of Jordan. Staying Conquistadors, I think in the long run, that's not the right unit.
No, especially against Goths, right? You know your counterpart is Goths, and Conquistadors are not the answer. I mean, yeah, you can get some nice micro and kill the Huskarls in these sorts of numbers, but I mean, once you start ramping up and both players are at max pop, I feel like it's going to be really hard, and you can see that to do this, it's causing Doubt to lose his castle, because Jordan can't defend Doubt's castle, and now Halb is done.
Field, rough, man, and Huskarls are moving in. Pop 180 for him. The second one is Pop 127. Tedo, who's still in Castle Age, now trying to check here for Jaguars. And, well, we said, Goth, what can they do? There's so many counters. Well, if he has the timing before everyone can set up their counters, Goth, have a nice timing.
This is like whenever I try to go for Jaguar Warriors as Aztecs, I'm like, oh man, my opponent's like going mass infantry. I got Jaguar Warriors to deal with this, and then I remember they're so slow to get going. Like Jaguar Warriors, I have like a 20-second creation time, which is like way slower than every other infantry unique unit. It's really weird, and yeah, it's just not that great without elite.
Don't have samurais like 7 seconds or 9 seconds?
Samurais, I believe, are 9 seconds.
Doubt Castle number 2?
Oh, man. Oh, my God.
This is so brutal. Down is running away. What is this KD? 30 units killed at least. I didn't really see that. Now mass monks from Tato here at the side. They're stopping the push. But losing so much map control.
Monks are good against infantry in small numbers. It's just I'm looking at long-term answers and I'm not seeing any. The Jaguar warriors are like, can we maybe have a few more of us before you throw us in? Oh no, Jordan, where's the micro on the conks, man?
He patrolled in, lost so many against the Ascats there. Meanwhile, all the monks died as well. Pop 210 for the max. He has over 10k score. Second highest is Jordan with 6k. Oh boy, is this game over.
Like, this just felt like the max just got to execute, you know, boom.exe, and then it's just all over.
Oh, GG. And well, Goth, clearly the strongest civilization in this game.
Confirm, you know, all those 1600 HD Reddit posts, maybe they were right all along. Maybe we just need to get off our high horses and you know, get down in with the common folk and really see the power of Goths.
Oh, Goddy, yeah. Well, we're wrong all the time. Doubt does not being walled there. Thought about, okay, if I have one Mangonel, I can defend against Plumed Archers, but oh boy, suddenly Plumed Archers actually mobile and can run around. Tato, well, unfortunate that he lost his crossman there without fighting under the castle. Zupi did go for the Kongs, and the Max could just chill and boom, Axie activated.
Indeed. Look at in the achievements. Look at the economy tab. It's not close. I'll say that much.
Okay, that's brutal. Well, Tato is actually the biggest boomer of the other side, but Gold is brutal as well. Did even set up trade, started slinging. Oh boy, he had everything working for himself.
Oh yeah, I mean, on a map where you're just untouched in pocket, it's about as max favored as it can get as a map. He even had 4 relics. Just why not? Just throw that in there.
Better have the need. And Jordan actually built a monastery really early. I think it was 2 TCs and then the monastery. So
really?
He must have lost some of his monks there.
Yeah. Again, Jordan's whole game plan felt very strange to me. It's like you're not going for the full boom mode, and you're not going for a unit that's particularly powerful in the Imperial Age.
Yeah, weird. So, Mirage will be next. It's basically, as I explained to you, quadruple Oasis.
Oh boy.
Oh boy. Okay, I will answer some questions in the chat. Talk to you in 2 minutes.
Indeed.
Okay, Goth 210 population. It's the bonus in Imp. You get 10 more population, but obviously need to build the houses for that. Snake is not playing because he is traveling. Looking professional today. Thanks. I think I will wear shirts more often. I actually have a lot of shirts because in the casino that I used to go to 5 times a week, you had to wear a shirt. So I have like 20 different shirts. I might pull them out again. Any more questions? Not too much. The Max number uno. Oh, so many fanboys. Yeah, because the Max won so many 1v1 tournaments, right? Shirtless nearly. Oh boy. It is allowed now from Twitch, right? Who's playing 4 AM? I don't know. Nilly looks like a millionaire today. Good job, buddy. Looking like a millionaire. Good job. Fire will be upset if I go shirtless, probably. How many hours of poker in the week do you play? Depends on the week. It's more like event-based, right? There's one event, then I will play 80 hours, and then I won't play for 2 months. Do you think with this kind of setting, Suomi is a top 2 team? No. Yeah, male nipples are allowed, but it's not allowed to Photoshop. Like, it's really weird, right? Male nipples are allowed, female nipples aren't allowed, but if you Photoshop male nipples on female breasts, that's not allowed either. That's so weird. Top 5 1v1. The Viper, Leary, Yo, MBL, Tero. You play Scoop? I don't have time at least 2 Sundays. Maybe 1 Sunday, yeah. How the grill went on Friday? It was lovely. How did the Max do in Hidden Cup? He got 2nd place. Do you celebrate Easter or are you religious? I didn't even know that there was Easter until Thursday. I'm atheist. If I was like, if I needed to commit to religion, I'd probably be Buddhist. It's like overlapping the most with my beliefs. And yeah, like for me, nothing changes if there is Easter or not. Zen Hippo, somewhat. Actually spent 10 days in a monastery in Nepal. Players are coming back. Lineups are staying the same. How was Nepal? I don't know. I was only in the monastery. Buddhist or Taoist? Ah, tough one, tough one. Do you think slings should generally be locked behind coinage? No. Like, I think you should be allowed to send resources still. I think this isn't the perfect solution. How was the monastery? Nice. I came more for like myself and to experience the monk life, right? Viper will not play today though, that's right. How was your experience there? Diverse. It's tough to give you a good answer there. I learned a lot about myself, and I was already a calm guy, and I even was more settled after that. And I got back some trust in like the pure selflessness of people, which I kind of lost before. So it was good, like, for me, getting my beliefs in the good in people back. Will there be a 5th game if the score is 2-2? Does it say 4 games or 5 games? It's only 4 games every single time. Have you ever been to Tibet? Nope. What if you could only sling to someone in the same age or lower? That's an option. Yeah, so tough to give you a short answer. Like, right, it is a deep, long experience there. Talked to some monks. I read a lot. And yeah, just 10 days without any media except books. And only facing yourself, it is different. Would you favor if AoE matches start in feudal? That's what I actually did for some of my tournaments, right? I already had 4 tournaments that actually start in feudal age with medium resources. It's so much better. Yeah, just so much more action packed. Draws and AU2 are rare enough already. Showmatch like this is one of the few opportunities to make draw possible at all. Why would you need draws? Does Twitch chat make you lose faith in humanity all over again? Do you need to get Nepal again? No. Actually, I like my Twitch chat quite a bit, honestly. What is the last book you read? I only know the German title. Der Schatten des Windes. I'm rereading that. How did you arrange that visit to the monastery in Nepal? I could book it online. How did you miss those? No idea. It was really, really good. One was Doubt against Viper in the finals. One was, I believe, 3v3, where AM against SY was in the finals. One had Tato the Viper in the finals, and one I forgot. For money was no concern in life. What would you fill your time with? I have more money than I'm spending at the moment, so I would probably do exactly the same. Maybe stream a bit less, but only a tiny bit less. Okay, finally they figured out all their issues and we can jump into game number 3.
Is the number that follows 2.
And is before
4.
Whooped. Okay, Delta is playing mains now, and now we see Indians, but only once. Interesting.
Indeed interesting, but the Max has something cooking. Look at our red player, the Max. Is he pocket? Of course he's pocket. He's docking right away. Like, this is full Nomad style.
I think this isn't the greatest dock. With only 2 deep fish. I think there should be pawns with more, but he just wanted to get it up as fast as possible. Huh.
Yeah, it seems like the one to the west of his base has 3.
Yeah, 2 is probably fine.
I mean, it's actually only 1 fish, Nilly. I mean, dolphins are not fish; they're mammals.
Okay.
But to just sort of make our rounds, for Suomi winning the last game, of course, we'll have Veles in the blue as the Vikings on the left flank, the Max in the red as the Persians in the pocket, Zupi in the green as the Britons on the right flank, and for Team Secret, we will have Jordan as the yellow Huns on the right flank, Doubt in the cyan as the Mayans in the pocket, and finally Tato in the purple as the Indians on the left flank.
And he is going for the early mill here. That will be quite some food income for him. Also a lot of fish at the front. Yeah, I think this will be pretty interesting. What is Doubt playing? Well, of Doubt's villagers. Okay, he went down as well there, and just seems like going for a lot of fish.
Yeah, definitely. So yeah, I've never seen this map before. Kind of have the it's like Oasis, but like mini times 4 in the middle. And I guess that's just where most of the wood is going to be. So you have a little bit of wood scattered here and there, and of course all of the deep fish means that Indians are going to be insanely strong, as will Mayans, who have longer lasting fish, which is going to be nice since, you know, you do have to kind of spread out your villagers pretty often. But yeah, what do you think of having Mayans pocket, Indians flank? That kind of surprised me.
Me as well a bit. Probably indicates plumed archers and a lot of aggressive scouts. At least that's what I believe. Maybe they felt, okay, Indian bonus is so big, let's rather get the scouts out very quickly and have a short distance and walk that long from the pocket.
Well, he'll be going up against Vikings, which also kind of surprises me. Like, what do Vikings really offer on this map that you're not really going to be seeing, you know, longboats? Not unless you have the 5,000 IQ build a dock for 2 longboats.
Well, it's helped out the Max saving some wood, but not that much, honestly. So I'm a bit surprised as well. It has to be, well, double archer play on the flanks and scout / knights here from our pocket player. Well, I don't mind that too much, but did we have Mayans? I forgot to list the civilizations after game 2.
Oh, so unprofessional, Nilly.
Yeah,
SMH.
sorry.
At least you tried.
Outwalling himself now. Does he have gold or stone? Not the greatest one. Maybe he goes for the very far back stone there. Tato, the first one to be up. Plays pop 19.
Which, in the grand scheme of things, isn't that fast. Which feels very weird to say, but you know, you've seen 17, 18 pop-up times with Mongols before, so it's not like you're really going all in on the crazy fast Indian fish bonus. I would even say that 20 pop-up is standard for Indians on like Arabia, just going for scouts. So this is like one villager faster.
Yeah, but should arrive with way more food here. We're just still carrying quite a bit, and we'll have the stable up quite nice and early. Should be pressuring release quite a bit, who is collecting gold now. But that will be simply archers with only one lumber camp. Uh-huh.
Yeah, it just seems like you're straight up archer play, like you're playing Arabia, but is gonna have to be careful, that's for sure. I mean, especially with the way this map works out, I feel like scouts are gonna be very strong, just because you can't wall in your villagers that are gathering from these fish, like you could on, like, say, Bedouins or something. So I think just that inherently does make scouts very strong. On the right side, it seems like everyone is doing fairly normal stuff. Actually, seeing Zupi go up before Jordan as Britons compared to Huns, but should just be for archers from both, I think.
Yeah, let's see about that. Now the scout fight here, a bit
Uh,
of an earlier uptiming for Zuppi. John had the hill advantage though, is now running around. Oh god, that was some mismicro by him.
A little bit awkward. Actually, I think I am incorrect. I think it is a stable from Jordan. So yeah, it will be scouts versus archers. So Jordan going to be taking advantage of those fast-working Hun stables. Actually, Tata will have that going for him as well, which is going to be quite nice. And yeah, it's going to be a matter of can Velez defend himself appropriately. His villagers are very exposed. Double range for him as well. So I mean, other than the weird dock from the max, Suomi's just playing this like normal Arabia.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it is this so weird, honestly. He has 3 fishing ships. Right, where are they? What?
Oh, he has two on.
Ah, he built a second dock even.
He
Okay.
did?
He did build a
Oh, he
second
did.
dock. 4 fishing ships now and protecting them with a spearman. Interesting. Full
Well, if
start
Cup
on
has taught us anything from HC2, it's that, you know, gotta protect your fishing ships against spearmen.
them.
Oh,
What do you think about Malay on this map? If you would go for some fish and later on add some fish traps? Or are they just too open?
I. If you go for Malay flank, I think you can actually make it work. Because you also have harbor spam
Oh
that you
yeah,
can do in the little ponds.
that's true as well. Tato very active against the villagers of Belize. Got,
Gotten
I
two
believe,
already.
2 and lost 2 scouts. Jordan even feels like he can go out quite aggressively. Tato's trying to get a defensive tower up. Belize is around. Might even intercept that one, but is it that important?
Um, yeah, that does seem rather questionable. Is that a second tower? Yeah, looks like he has to be gathering stone then. Yeah, does have two villagers on the stone. And I do think the tower defense is probably going to be your best bet on this map just because it is so open and you really have to be worried about units running around every which way.
Jordan already has +1 on his scouts. Did collect enough gold now to go for bloodlines as well. I'm not sure if we had the farm upgrade coming in though. Didn't really start farming. Okay, now goes for it. And yeah, we had horse color.
Yeah. So Doubt will be doing the FC Plumed Archers thing, just because, you know, it is a game that does have Mayans. So seems like a good idea. And I don't really think that the flank players from Secret are, you know, they're not in a dead spot because the pocket player went to FC. Yeah, Tato's having a little bit of idle time, but it's certainly not the end of the world for him.
Let's take a look. Lost a lot more scouts here. some different places. Some aggression now towards Doubt. Archers are coming over. Maybe they can pressure his gold a bit here at the front.
It's certainly a possibility, but I feel like that's where the castle's going to go down.
Okay, well then they can pressure the wood line. And you
Yes,
cannot
they
wall
can.
behind this.
That is true. That is very true. Zupi's in here with his archers. Doubt's got to be careful. He's moving his villagers away, but it's going to be at least one down. I guess I spoke too soon in terms of the FC
Castle at the
being in
gold.
time.
Stone, I think it's not really spotted by anyone. Yeah, first time that they even get here. Jordan is behind that, is going for Bloodlines. In doubt he will get his castle up, but that's not the greatest economy it has at the moment. Not a single villager working when it comes to getting resources for him at the moment.
It's okay. You don't even need villagers to make plumed archers. I feel like people just overcommit when they build villagers as Mayans. You just need your starting 3, and you can probably make around 50 plumed archers, no problem.
Oh, that's how it works. Okay.
Trust me, I know. I am a pro expert caster.
Okay. Well, I heard you even made it to the big offline events.
Oh yeah, legends say. But you're totally right. That's economy is an absolute mess, and despite my joking, that is not going to be good for plumed archer production, especially because your pocket, right? You're supposed to have the strongest economy. You're supposed to be able to go for those sorts of power units in the mid to late game, especially because Jordan and Tato are both investing in the tower defense. And in comparison, the max is going to be in the castle age as Persians, and he's going to go for a huge boom, and he's going to make paladins because that's what the max does. And it could be painful because the watchtowers aren't going to stop a bunch of knights running around.
How happy do you think Dowda is playing teal and taking away the teal paladins from the max?
Yeah, that did shock me when Crazini said that Suomi would be 1, 2, 3. I was like, what? You're not giving the max cyan? Crazy talk.
There was a lot of stuff happening in Tato space apparently. Completely missed that. I only see the dead bodies now.
There were some archers that were traded, maybe 2 villagers or so that died. Not
Okay.
as many. It's not like a ton of villagers died.
Okay.
I mean, it was not insignificant raiding done by Veles, but it wasn't like game ending.
Okay. Doubts now has his plumed archer numbers slowly getting to those that he would be happy with. 30C now for the max. He should be booming away quite nicely. Still has 5 fishing ships. Might see fish traps at some point. We'll see about that.
No reason why not.
No. Well, maybe because it
Actually,
could get raided.
My question is,
what? Did he just open? Zupi did open the walls for his one archer, and that allows the scouts
that's a
to
little
go in.
bit
It's not
awkward.
the most scary scout, but one villager will go down against the plumes, and Doubt needs to micro this. We'll have one more range, but okay, dodges quite nicely.
I mean, yeah, the scouts aren't the scariest thing in the world, even though they do have bloodlines +1/+1. The plumed archers are incredibly scary, though, and the scouts can always run past your spearmen. And oh no, now Zupi's kind of running for the TC. This is the doubt strikes back.
I think Zupi didn't need to pull those. He had enough archers to fight the plumes.
I think he had enough archers at least to force the plumes back, and especially with the fact that the max was coming in as well. I think that was a little bit of an overreaction. I think maybe you can justify it if the max wasn't coming, but obviously he's here, so yeah.
Don't you feel like the map feels like 8 players or something?
It does feel huge.
It's so weird, and that's maybe one of the reasons why they picked Mayans as a pocket position, because the distance is so long and you always should get to plumed archers.
That might have been their thinking. I mean, both of these teams are definitely ones that are capable of coming up with interesting strats for any given map, but plumed archers, oh yeah, Britons versus Mayans. Just, it doesn't feel great for Britons.
Oh man, and then he had all the upgrades. 35 villagers here for Zupi, 33 for Belize, so heavy losses for him.
Oh,
Surprised by that as well. He has some upgrades, but still, this is going to be a rough one.
Indeed, it will be. Tato is making his way to the castle age, but he's taken a good bit of damage. And I'm not really okay. So he will be making the camel play. That's not going to be that amazing against crossbows, but it will be doing a ton of work against Persian knights. But oh man,
Well, he only has one
it,
stable, so it isn't the biggest camo play ever.
yeah, and I still find it surprising that you're not. I feel totally fully exploiting Indians on this map
What do you mean?
because yeah, just the one stable play. Yeah, Tato is getting up to 3 TCs, but I feel like if he was pocket, he could have been in such a stronger position, especially going up against a Persian pocket. Like Indians are so good against Persians.
No, probably. Huh. Do you think maybe that? Ah, that's actually, how did I not think of that earlier? Mayans is actually one of the counters to Indian pockets. Because if you go mass plumes, that is doing fine against mass imp camels. So it might have just been the counter to the kind of quote unquote obvious pick of Indian pocket.
That's true, and especially if you feel like you couldn't take the mirror. If say Doubt didn't feel comfortable going up against Max in an Indian pocket mirror, but I feel like there are probably stronger counter civs against Indians.
Such as?
Um, Celts aren't too bad, honestly. If you think you can really drag it late game,
Yeah, but the distance is way too long.
but you're all forced to the middle in the late game anyway because of the wood situation, right? So
Yeah, but you're way too far behind before that.
maybe.
I think Mayans might have been actually to do the counter to the Indian pocket, and then at Persian pocket, they need to pick Indians now for game number 4.
I think you cut out there.
Oh, okay.
Pick Indians for what?
Game number 4.
Oh, okay. Yeah, that makes sense. So things actually don't seem all that bad. I mean, Suomi still has the score lead, and the Max has been untouched in all the fighting. Yeah, both of the flanks are in a pretty rough spot for Suomi, but I mean, the Max is fine, and it's just going to be down to again Secret stopping the tidal wave of Max once he gets his full boom up and going. Doubt even stonewalling the middle. Huge stonewalls actually coming out from Secret.
Oh boy. Oh boy. Okay. Do I think they have the better civilizations for the long game?
Yes, I do. I mean, Britons and Vikings are not the post-imp powerhouse civs you were looking for. And yes, Persians are an incredibly strong post-imp civ, but they are countered by Indians in post-imp because Indians have better camels and, you know, Persians can't go for paladins against imp camels.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. The max is now up to imp as well, so it will be a nice timing for them. So great team play here by Secret. You can see all 3 players kind of at the same time going for the big stone walls. Nice team play for sure.
Oh yeah, and Doubt not neglecting his stone walls this time. I specifically remember an ECL game. I think I was casting with you actually, where like everyone on Secret went for this like huge stone wall except Doubt, who just didn't. And then like everyone else was team walled. And then I think it was like Eddie or someone just went with like a like crazy forward and just killed everybody.
Yeah, on Rift Island.
Yeah, Rift Island.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, the problem was I already knew how the game would go. That point. But yeah, I watched a lot of those games.
Oh man. But yeah, like what do you think that Secret has the stronger post-imp sims as well? Because I definitely think they do.
They need good team play to switch around, right? Because if Velise is just getting berserk ram push, Tedder will have no answer to that. If we have Arbalest Paladin at the right hand side, Jordan won't have a good answer. So the most important thing is really to go around and help your teammates out here. Plumed Archer numbers have to be sick basically on all 3 sides.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be hard though because this map is looking to be quite defendable for Suomi right now. How are you really going to find those areas to get harass your opponents with bloomed archers. Especially if you need, like, you want those plumed archers spread out and able to attack on all fronts, but you also kind of need them all clumped up because that's where plumed archers are at their strongest, especially against incoming paladins. So it's definitely a very tricky dance you have to do.
I'm curious. Okay, 4 players now on the way to Imp. We already have the max in Imp, so 1 player lagging behind, which is Zoppy. Let's take a look at his resources. He will click up, just lacking some gold. So a bit of a downtime before people upgrade their army, or will the max maybe get in at some spots? Doesn't really
The max
like
already has 3 markets on the edge of the map for trade. It's not even close to the 40-minute mark, which is usually my my go-to time for trade in team games. Like, Secret isn't even close to that. That's crazy.
Oh, I don't mind that. You still have some gold left, but you can't start too early.
Oh yeah, definitely don't think it's a bad idea. Max having Paladin completed by like the 37-minute mark. That's pretty good.
But he's attacking kind of the worst guy, or maybe they can do something, but there's no siege at the moment.
I actually don't think attacking Tato is the worst guy you can attack. I mean, as everyone on Secret is team old, I mean, Dowd even has Fortified Wall. You really, I think, gotta pressure Indians before they can get up to a ton of Imp Camels in the late game. And attacking Tato now, while he is still in the Castle Age, at least, for the next few seconds, is probably going to be your best bet, rather than, say, taking out everyone except Tato, because then you're stuck dealing with Imp Camels.
No, yeah, probably true. That's why Tato was trying to buy himself some more time doing fortified walls as well. Still not boomed out here. 95 villages for him. Gets a defensive castle up. TC's not really producing here. Dowd is going up for more castles himself. Will be at 3 any second. And look at that. Even re-walling for Jordan because Huns don't have fortified wall. Nice team play again. Loving that one.
Yeah, that is definitely some very nice team play. Huns, one of just a few civilizations that don't have fortified wall. Bless wishing that he was either Mayans or Saracens for that extra archer damage against buildings. But honestly, the Arabs are going to take down the gate in fairly short order.
And Tato trying to do some shenanigans here. Falling behind that. Interesting play. And, well, will be fine. And give me an over-under.
Cap Rams are coming in.
How long will this game take?
I think it's gonna go probably to the 1 hour to 1 hour and 10-minute mark, I would guess.
Okay.
I don't think this is gonna be a 2-hour game. Bold hot take right there.
Yeah. Well, we don't have any bomber tower civilizations, right? That's normally an indicator of making the game a bit longer. No
Yeah,
big
and
SO civs. Kind of weird.
Yeah,
right?
zero SO civs, 0 bombard tower civs.
Oh, but
Onager,
Onager
that's kinda
civs,
cute.
and the max is cutting.
Rams, get out the way!
Tato, he has only 15 military here.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like, kill Indians now before they can get to Imp Camels. And yeah, this is a lot of fully upgraded plumed archers, but paladins, they don't really care that much about plumed archers. They're so tanky, they even have the extra Persian bonus damage. And yeah, this is going to be a rough defense here from Secret. Everyone trying to marshal their armies. Jordan even coming in here as well. And the nice thing for him is that he will be much more able to reinforce his teammates than will Zupi, who's kind of stuck with Britain Arbalests over on the other side of the map against 2 layers of walls. So this might be the opportunity that Secret's looking for, but I'm still just not particularly impressed by their military numbers in Valles with a... wow, that's a forward castle.
Oh yeah. Interesting hill. Paladin tech, Imp Camel tech here for the secrets. Plumed archer numbers up to 86 now. Does he want to take this engagement? Looks like it. Onager needs to be sniped down and Dowd. Well, he's doing some damage from distance. The castle is not going up. Units blocking it for now.
Well, the castle has begun. The numbers aren't amazing right now here for Suomi, and actually we're seeing the Max pull back a little bit. I mean, that's a lot of plumed archers from Doubt, and I think maybe Max could have gone in a little bit earlier with his paladins
Oh,
trying to
big push
commit.
through the middle as well. Doubt won't be
Whoa!
prepared for that. Jordan kind of needs to defend that with his paladins now. And Zupi, well, we said he needs to go to the complete other side, but he won't need to because pushing to the center. Meanwhile, Secret is defending the push here. The castle won't go up. All the paladins of the max died. The push in the center looks really scary though.
Oh yeah, definitely. A lot of Britain Arbalesque Yeoman on the way, and do a ton of damage from range. We don't have Paladin in just yet from Jordan. I guess it's almost done. But yeah, tons of economic damage coming in, and these 4 oases do represent most of the wood at this point.
The Doubt didn't realize yet, it feels like. Look at that, he's still microing with his plumes here. Jordan is doing a great job of helping out. And finally we have an X here, and well, Doubt down to not even 80 villagers.
I think that was an X from Zupi, though.
Oh,
if I look closely at the minimap.
So Doubt still has no idea of that happening.
Yeah. Jordan trying to push in a little bit in the north, not... I guess there aren't that many ARBs here for blood. Actually, he's at 136 pop. The pop is surprisingly low for him.
Probably is right. Well, he lost a lot of Arbalest, but yeah, only 100 villagers. Not the craziest thing. I think still Berserks might be a really good option. Then only Doubt could help, and Jordan has enough here as well. I think Secret did hold at all fronts.
Yeah, kind of surprised, honestly. I thought the push would be way scarier, but it fizzled out a lot more quickly than I thought it would from Suomi. It's like their reinforcements just kind of stopped.
It was only one ram. If it was like 5 rams, you could have gotten the TCs, the houses, the castle, maybe even pressure the second castle, but they kind of lost steam quite early there.
Yeah, exactly as you're saying, and well, now the plumed archers still in fairly terrifyingly high numbers. Doubt doesn't need that many villagers in the late game, of course, and can just really focus on over 100 military. Zupi's making the switch into halberdiers. Is it going to be enough, though?
Not the greatest unit here in a team game scenario. Jordan is going for some tax as well. Goes for Marauder, goes for Ballistic. So maybe thinks about CA being added or something. Don't really like that too much. Plumed Archers could just come over. He has a lot of paladins himself. I think he will crush the Zupi's army.
Yeah, I mean, Huns versus Britons is a horrible matchup for Britons. It is so bad for Britons in the late game. I mean, you have Tarkans, CA, Paladins, all of which kind of just kill Britons. Forward castle from Zupi, it is going nowhere in life except down.
Okay, Doubt. Speaking of going down, well, he's going up and, well, needs to retreat here. Only just shot could be pretty good. Okay, Doubt eats a full one. Only 3 plumes going down. His second volley, taking another 2 plume dodges with him and did a lot of damage here. So good shots. The Onager even still alive gets another shot in, and that one was the big one finally.
Oh, that was really underwhelming. I was so ready for that to be huge, and then it just wasn't.
Big push now, huge push even if you want to use that word. And Zupi is falling back quite heavily. And you mentioned it earlier, Britons and Vikings, not the scariest civilizations there. If you have to do the flank pushes, I think Harbinger numbers were simply too low from Zupi, and Berserk numbers not existing at all from Belize. So all, yeah, the eyes on the Max, who is still pushing against Doubt.
But remember what I was saying earlier about you got to kill Tato before the Imp Camels come out? The Imp Camels are out, Nelly. And their numbers are only going upward. 58 military for Tato right now. And those Paladins are going to die a very, very painful death against Imp Camels. And then the Plumed Archers are probably going to be able to kill everything else.
Yeah, they're so good. Military numbers, look at that. In the 30s, 40s for the Finns. Lowest is Jordan with 66 here on the other side.
Yeah, that's none too impressive. Although Velez is pushing down this castle from Tato. It's actually his only castle. So he's going to need to defend against that, or he's got to mount some kind of defense. Berserks are at least on the way, even if their numbers are, as of right now, fairly low. But there is no real reaction to this here from Secret. What?
Doubt needs to deal with that. Tato cannot really engage there, especially against Chieftain Berserks.
Doubt and Tato just need to like swap their armies.
Yeah, that's
Like Doubt send his army to Tato's base, and Tato just use his Imp Camels to crush the Max's army.
Indeed, he is taking advantage, trying to buy a bit time there. And look at that, Tato is now in the center. He will smash what the Max is bringing to the party. And Onage out now here as well. Meanwhile, Jordan cannot really advance. Some nice walls behind from Zupi, trying to buy themselves some time. It just feels like Tato is pushing a lot in the center there.
I guess the question I just asked myself is, they're buying time for what? Like, are they banking everything on this push from Velez to crush everything? Because as soon as Doubt comes here with some Plumed Archers, these Arbalasts are going to get melted, and the Berserks aren't going to do anything against the Plumed Archers either. So that's not, this push is already, on the precipice of getting pushed back. And then it's like you're buying time in the middle for what? To not die to Imp Camels?
What do you think about war elephants? We solved the game
instantly. I don't think war elephants would be enough. Oh, that's a huge Onager hit. It didn't matter though, because Plumed Archers are tanky. They're tanky bros.
The wall here from the Max, and well, his castle number 1 is going down. If he had like 3 castles and could just go for, let's say, 35, 40 war elephants, he could maybe do something. Maybe just going full sling onto the Persian now could be another option.
Yeah, certainly. Just in general, the castle count is very low for Suomi. Just, what is that? Well, I guess Zupi just got a second castle up, but 6 castles against 7.
Whoa, is that low?
What?
Yeah, you say it's so low, but it's only 1 difference. But yeah, it's still, I still agree. And another castle will go down, so War Elephant idea is off the table. Still, Imp Camel's going to push. Only just sort of the Max here won't be the greatest one ever. And that's a lot of meat in the center of the map.
It's a lot of meat, and I feel like it's a lot more meat for Sigurd. Oh, there are. The Elephant Brigade has arrived, but this kind of is reminiscent of the war elephants you get in the last Saladin scenario in the campaigns, where you just get 5 war elephants against like huge number of armies against you, and they're just gonna kind of die right away.
Feels bad, man. And Paladins are getting pushed back now, and Imp Camels indeed carrying the game here. Jordan with a nice number of Paladins as well, and it just feels like Britons, they cannot deliver anything. Vikings not really getting their numbers in and still fighting against Plumed Archers. Yeah, absolutely right read there by Team Secret, going for the big team walls, trying to delay the game, and Plumed Archer, Imp Camels. Sounds like a strong army composition.
Yeah. I really don't see any sort of answer to them like that could ever be made by Team Suomi right now. 2 castles actually coming up here from the Max.
I don't like that.
I feel like it's very close to the line of fire, though. I mean, thankfully, there isn't any siege rams, or any siege engineers, rather, for Secret right now. I mean, Indians are the only civ that has it, but Tata doesn't have any siege. So, I mean, at least it's going to be a little bit slower in building destruction. And the Max is researching Elite War Elephant.
Won't get anything out, right? 45% Elite War Elephants, 5 traps around, some rams in the center. And that's so much. Blue is completely lacking there. All other 5 players are on there. And yeah, how many elephants will you get out? Like 3, 4?
I mean, I know elephants are population efficient units, but yeah, I don't think they're that population deficient. Not against Imp Camels either. I mean, yeah, Like, camels are always like surprising me how like underwhelming they are against like battle elephants.
Yeah.
But I mean, these are imp camels, and it's going to be like max like 3 more elephants before these castles go down. I don't care how many building HP upgrades you have.
Yes, all of them. Architecture and hoardings. One is just now doing their job. Nice position actually by Zupi, but still, where is Lee's army? That feels so out of position. He's still pushing some against Taro, but that's not too important.
And it's actually going to be a pretty effective push. He has the siege rams that you said were missing earlier. And the Berserks, I assume, have chieftains. I hope they have chieftains.
They do.
Okay, so yeah, they're going to be doing a ton of damage against the Imp Camels. Imp Camels are actually like really bad against Berserks that are fully upgraded, but now that the Plumed Archers are showing up, that's what I was saying. All you need against Coalesce right now is just a bunch of Plumed Archers. And yeah, the Berserks are going to die.
Heavy camel tech now for the max. That's not a good sign. Builds another castle, but that one will be in range as well. Builds another castle a bit further back. I think he needed to build it like 2-3 screens further back. Need to buy some more time and then get onto war elephants, but those small numbers aren't that scary.
Yeah, they're really not. They don't even have Mahouts. So they're going to be really, really slow. You can just see Jordan saying, oh, okay, I'll just go over this way. I'll just fight everything that's over here. And there's plenty of stuff to kill.
Yeah, he can dictate that now. Berserks are coming over. Maybe sniping down the traps. Could be an option. Onagers trying to get some kills here. Trap number 1 down. Trap number 2 down. Trap number 3 will fall as well. Can he get all 4? That could be really lovely. Keeping up all those. No? Okay. The Plumed Archer does 1 damage to war elephant. No.
Yep. It's like the movie from Lord of the Rings. You know, just have like a million arrows in them and just keep on going.
Yeah, and I don't spot a Legolas here.
Nope. No hero units, unfortunately.
It's Oliphants, by the way, not elephants.
Well, yeah, they're Oliphants, and the Mumakil are the elephant riders for the Radrim.
Okay.
If I recall my Lord of the Rings mythology correctly.
Didn't watch it for quite some time. The probably game finishing go here at the top. Tato and Dowd, after clearing up Elise, are now going for the trade kill, and Elise, well, he has some Berserks, but as we saw earlier, they won't perform too well against all those Plumed Archers, and GG incoming within the next 1 minute.
I would say that's pretty likely. Usually, what actually ends the game in a big team game that goes long like this one is going to be when one team is just locked in the other's trade line. Then you're just kind of dead in the water, can't really do anything, and that's pretty much what we're seeing right here from Team Secret. Markets even getting deleted and trying to be rebuilt, but that seems like too little too late for Suomi.
And the big Jordan push as well. Lots of Rams, lots of Paladins. No real defense by Zupi. And the center, well, war elephants are clearing it up. So if the game is going another 1.5 hours, war elephants might dictate the game.
That, under the conditions of your statement, that is correct. Oh man, even the war elephant's gonna be getting some sick splash damage on these Plumed Archers that are super clumped up. But I just don't know if it's going to be enough. You don't have the sort of gold inevitability that you need.
Max even burning through all his food that he had banked up.
Yeah.
And defensive castle, NGD timing was a bit later. 1 hour, 3-minute game. Exactly what you said.
Yeah, I said between an hour and 10 minutes, and that's pretty much exactly what we got. Also, Nelly, the game time is 1-3-3-7.
Sick!
Oh man, it was perfect. It's the perfect game.
Yeah. Yeah, that's so true. And who has the highest score?
Jordan. Jordan's back.
Jordan's back, indeed.
Clearly the lack of boiling oil is what cost Suomi the game. Castles couldn't stand up to the Rams, man.
Yeah, well, that's one of the jokes out of your chat, right?
Oh, yeah.
2-1 for the Secret Boys. Did I just close my OBS? No. Okay. Yeah, good game. Probably better civilizations there. It felt a bit weird, Persian pocket, Vikings and Brits, after we knew that it's kind of wallable. Couldn't really put on the army compositions for the late game.
Yep. And just Secret making the decision, okay, we're just going to wall this and going to take it to post-imp, and we have the better post-imp civs, and that's what they did, and they did it well.
No, true. And the start of the max wasn't that bad. Actually, an 18-8 castle time. Behind that, had 6 castles in total, but war elephant numbers not as great as we wanted.
Alas, the Pachyderm Brigade did not succeed.
Game number 4 will be Shelter. We will expect Indians now from Suomi. Talk to you in 2-3 minutes.
Sounds good, man.
Okay, let's see if I remember all the civilizations. That would be sick. So, Celts, Persians, Vikings, and Britons. Actually, yeah. And in game number 2, they had Spanish, Goth, and Mayans. Now we had Mayans, Huns, and Indians. Let's make a new line. Indians. And before we had Spanish, Celts, and Aztecs. Woof! Proud of myself. I got all of those. Okay, civilizations we should see are maybe Aztecs from Suomi, maybe Indians from Suomi. Roomstock is back, so Celts are an option as well for Suomi now. Oh no, we already had Celts. Did I add Celts on both sides? Yes, okay. The next map has Shorefish. Yeah, it's a bit like Rehydration. I hope you enjoyed those show matches, and we will have much more to come in the future. We will, after this game, won't need to wait too long to have AM versus Suomi and then Secret against AM. I hope you're all enjoying the show. 4 games, not a best of 3 or 5, indeed. Isn't Aztec a good civ against Indians? Well, in team games, Aztecs lack mobility, right? Room douche. Teuton's could be fun, yeah. And if you love weekend tournaments, put in your calendar 11th and 12th of May. Going to be something not big, but bigger. Earlier you mentioned making games which are more entertainment oriented than rather convenient for players. Yeah, what idea do you have for this? For example, Feudal Star, technology similar to Capture Age. Also, how would you balance it so players are still attracted to the games? I know there was some difficulty getting players on board the No Rewards tournament. Thanks. First of all, it's easier for me to read that if you put @nilly_AOE, so that I always know that you're contacting me. Feudal Age start and medium resources, I think is a really good idea. You just instantly start the action, and you just have to put a big price tag on it, and then players will join. That's the thing, right? You saw people play deathmatch when it wasn't War is Coming. You saw people playing maps that they didn't like for Battle of Africa because it was the biggest tournament at that point. So the elite will follow the money, obviously, kind of, and the competition behind that. Capture Age is obviously the future. Like all the big tournaments in the future, I think will have Capture Age. At least that's my dream and hope. And convenience for players. Like I think very active with asking players what they want. Like we did so many files, so many questions and fixes, and asking for feedback for NAC 1 and 2. so that players felt very included in the format and the maps and the settings. And I got good feedback from them after the tournament that not everything was perfect, but there was nothing that they foresaw or have foreseen to be bad and then actually was bad. Did you decide settings for your Hippo event, and how do you like Castle Age start settings? Castle Age start settings could be really interesting as well. I think there was a Castle Age start mega random tournament that was actually pretty entertaining. Yeah. And yeah, I already know most of the settings for the 11th and 12th of May. Yeah. I really like Capture Age, so did I. Hey, I would definitely like the troop queue to be shown on the UI. Always forget queue archers. Well, it shouldn't be shown to you. It should be shown to the viewers. No. That would be kind of an unfair advantage if it's shown to you, in my opinion. I like Dark Age Start. Dark Age Start is kind of the identity of Age of Empires, right? Build an empire. So Dark Age Start will always be a bit more attracted to the very casual viewer. But I think if we want to move in something esport direction, I think it's not the best thing. I know that Cision, for the first Forgotten Empires, worked on an esport mod as well. I think they started with like 12 villagers or something like that. And I think that's really good. Are the games testing out Battle of Africa 2 maps? You have to ask Memp for that. He kind of said, like in some line I read, some testing for the next big Memp tournament. Do you like the quirk of this tourney with the possibility to choose your position? Can it be standard? I think it should be standard for years, and should have been standard for years, and I liked it, yeah. I want Imperial Age start and have players actually progress backwards into the Dark Age. Well, I also think like deathmatch tournaments are somewhat interesting. I think they aren't really attracting too many people that actually want to see like building an empire as such, but I think the entertainment factor is quite nice. What do you think of pick your opponent's Civ drafting? I asked the players that and they hated it. Like there were some players absolutely vocal and saying they absolutely didn't want that. So, not an option with the players that are potentially the top players at the moment. Makes me think trying too fast starts and moving away from AOEs. Not yet. Like deathmatch start because it's fast paced and it's never born in action. Always like StarCraft 2. StarCraft 2 has more of this like I'm building my base, and it starts way earlier, right? Because you just get army like valuable army out so much earlier. And in game shorter like StarCraft is the easiest change to make the game more esports type of game. Yeah, true. And for that we simply need to skip the first like boring 10 minutes or 8 or something. Run a poll on what the viewing audience wants. Where? The viewing audience on AOE Zone, the viewing audience on Reddit, the viewing audience on my channel, the viewing audience on people that haven't watched Age of Empires yet. It's tricky. Wherever you do the poll, you don't get good answers, I believe. You need to run the poll everywhere and then do proper reflection and analysis of those stats. It is complicated. I'm missing Talk of the Empire. I need more announcement in my life. Well, you should watch WTF Happened. It's every last day of the month. I'm doing a recap of the happenings of the months before. This is kind of the most similar thing to Talk of the Empire. But yeah, announcement of the announcements. What if you know? I don't know who's playing 4 AM. I think MBL will, because he was in the chat here earlier. Game still hasn't started yet. They took some time, some technical issues on the Crazini Memp side, and I'm eating some more. Speculate now started. I'm more interested in the future of the game, not the recap though. Well, I'm talking about what's coming up the next month as well. And yeah, AoE Zone is your place to go. What happened to your planned GM tournament? Still going to happen? Not too soon. The way how I planned it won't happen. If I do it, it might be a 2-week tournament. Viewers picked the maps in the show match, indeed. And we're jumping into game number 4 here, again with all new.
Yo, what's up?
Yo!
Is not playing in this series. Because he's on SY and not AM, Suomi, or Secret. Regardless. Indeed, we do have the Indians pick here from the Max. Kind of some funky looking water terrains that the fish are in. But yeah, it looks a lot like Rehydration, but with like the hideout forest in the middle.
Hi.
Hi.
Okay, so we have Roomsock now picking Malians. Japanese here for release as well. Not too sure if Japanese are that good, because you don't build that many mills compared to Rehydration. Indians feels pretty standard. Not sure why Chinese is such a good pick here for Jordan. Berbers kind of feels natural as a pocket. And Tedo is going for Ethiopians at the flank. Explain Chinese to me.
Well, I study specifically Korean, not Chinese. They're not too intelligible from each other, but I'll do my best. So, do we know if these maps have the starts where you have the goats under your TC?
I think so, yeah.
I mean, the Chinese are just good. There's your answer. I think Chinese are just such a strong civilization on any map that has that kind of start that they are justifiable as a pick. And I think especially on flank, when you have that late game power in terms of, Chukonu, siege rams, bombard towers, etc., not exactly anything to complain about.
Okay.
What do you think? It's weird?
Yeah, I think Vikings could have been better there. Aztecs could have been better there.
They used Aztecs already.
Oh yeah, true.
Why would you rather have Vikings here?
Britons they used simply because of the flank aggression. I think Chinese aren't that sick. I don't see them performing too well, but yeah, his start isn't too good either. Look at that. He has the same villager count. Is Loom ahead? But that's it for now. Moves to the outside. I'm curious.
Yeah. We'll see how it pans out.
Chinese was used as well, right? Spanish was used as well from both civilizations. Maybe I could have thought a bit more about what civilizations I wanted to see from them.
Yeah. I mean, I think Ethiopians are going to be your solid, just all-around good flank civ. And Berber is kind of same thing, like just a standard good pocket civ. I mean, I don't think Chinese are really bad. I mean, as long as you have that goat under your TC, it's not even like you're that weak early on. Sure, you're not, I guess, the most aggressive of civs, but you can still You can still be just fine defensively. I mean, this is a civ that can now go for men-at-arms rushes that used to never be able to do that.
Okay, yeah, I can see that. And well, we will see. Build the houses quite open. Probably wants to get some men-at-arms out. So what's the plan here? I'm still curious. We will see. Dowd is going for scouts, or is he going for knight out of the power position? I think we won't have enough walls. I think we need to see scouts from both pockets. Or will the max play super fast castle here?
I guess that's the question, right? More and more villagers adding on to wood right now does sort of lead me to believe, especially with the loom timings as well, we are going to be seeing fast scouts from both of our pockets. And yeah, Indian versus Berbers. I think Berbers are actually better, not than Indians, but better than say another, you know, generically good pocket civ, because the faster moving villagers is going to be nice because you have to walk a decent ways to get to the fish, and all saving that extra time is going to be a nice little bonus. But I think as the game drags on, it's going to be not great for Berbers, but not that bad. I think it's really good for Berbers that the Indians don't have that extra melee armor on their camels anymore.
Yeah, I think so as well. And mass camels are actually not too bad. Let's take a look. Jordan under some pressure. We see 5 villagers coming forward, 2 militia as well. And Roomstock, he will build an aggressive tower towards the gold of Jordan, who won't have any other gold left. This is going to be a rough one for him.
Yeah, I guess we didn't even properly address the fact that Rubenstock's going to be playing instead of Zupi here. So, going to have a player sub in.
That's a lot of villagers being pulled here.
That's a lot of villagers. And look how fast Rubenstock's uptime is. Like, holy crap, this is an aggressive opening from Rubenstock. He's going to have 4 men-at-arms?
Yeah, well, he is lacking all the resource at the moment. He has 5 villagers aggressively. He is idling his TC and not clicking man-at-arm upgrade. And now is clicking it, can run around. The tower will still go up because Jordan's timing is so much weaker. I'm not sure if I like Jordan's approach here. He's now going out. Oh god, this is a brutal aggression.
What? I mean, I guess he feels like he needs to have this gold, as all of his golds are kind of forward in the same spot, but this is going to be a bit rough. Does snipe 1 militia by the looks of things. Tower is not up yet, but here's the man-at-arms upgrade. This is probably going to be the potential difference maker. Forward range as well, as Malians are just such a strong aggressive civilization. But Jordan's at least holding on.
He is getting his own tower up. Loses, I believe, 3 villagers. And no, maybe 1 scout, 2 villagers. And actually did hold that.
Yeah. Look at the villager discrepancy, Nelly. It is a 4 villager advantage for our yellow player right now.
What? How did that happen?
I mean, Rubenstock obviously had a ton of idle TC time upon hitting Feudal Age.
Oh man, I think Roomstock should have walled in that tower, and then he would have been super fine with the earlier uptiming. Kind of went all in there, and the same side, or at the same time on the other side. We have Tato in some problems. Dowd actually built an aggressive stable for his flank. Kind of weird to see that.
Yeah, it is a little bit surprising, but obviously Japanese, another incredibly strong aggressive civilization. This is kind of surprising that Suomi is being so aggressive on this map. I mean, they're just not a very aggressive team, just generally speaking, especially when you have Indians pocket for max. Usually would expect them to be a little bit more passive, but, at least on this side, it seems like the offensive towers are going up.
No answer there from Tato. Well, he won't have any gold either, so this is going to be a rough one for him. Not sure how he will break out there. Kind of important that Vilis walls his tower, though.
Yeah. Okay, so it looks like he will be walling his towers now. So better late than never. Sending another villager forward to do just that. I personally think there is no reason to ever not wall your tower in a serious, competitive match. The upsides are just so much greater than the costs of like 10 wood.
Yeah, agreed. You have some opportunity costs to wall those, losing some time, but yeah, I agree. Towers are underwalled for sure. John in some trouble still. Military count 3 to 8 for him. Now some pressure on his berries. Roomstock, well, not on stone to build a second tower here, but could actually go for the wood line here. Is scouting that now. And Jordan, not a lot of walls here to defend that.
Yeah, I mean, he could quick wall to the TC. He's not, but he could. I mean, you know, food for thought. Oh, man. Meanwhile, Tato will be getting up his single defensive tower. I mean, no resources are available for Tato right now. Okay, so he's going to be trying to take this gold, but with only the one tower he can use to defend himself, and no stone income possible, just another tower just slightly to the left for Veles that's like just out of range of Tato's tower should be a huge problem for him.
Speaking of huge problems due to towers, Boomstock is getting his one up. That's why he didn't jump under the TC or didn't go for the woodline, because he was on stone and will get that tower up. And then the gold kind of, well, out of range of the protection of the TC.
Yes, Jordan does have access to stone, though. Well, I mean, it's currently being harassed by an archer, but at least he does have the possibility for another tower. But, oh, man. This is just such a rough spot for Secret. Just really just pinned in their base right now.
Yeah, and if you think like, okay, scouts against scout from the pocket, well, there's one pocket player that is up a bit earlier to the castle age. 1657.
Just a little bit. Oh man, Indians are good on this map.
Look at that.
Yeah, I mean, camels coming in are going to be super good. There's around 500 more food collected for Max compared to Doubt right now.
Yeah, but he got less wood, and oh, Doubt is actually running around. He might harass that outside, but look at that, the Max 2 spearmen out and actually builds his TC on the outside. He will be fine against that as well.
Yeah, even 3 spearmen, so that's a lot of Mr. Pokey-pokes. And
oh, what is John doing here with the tower? What is that? What is that tower?
No! Oh, these villagers have families! Jordan! These are human beings! And you're just slaughtering them! You're sending them to their deaths!
What is this? Oh god. And this tower won't like be too great either.
No!
How many villagers did he lose? Like 6, 7 there? This is so bad. And now losing even more, not really gathering in the tower. And now they're going over to the gold. Oh god. And the tower might even still go down. There's only 3 villagers inside there.
Yeah, I mean, there's plenty of arrows here. Oh,
arrows?
Trying to do the little flip-flop with the archers in the outside tower so the villagers can attack the base of the tower and just get all that extra damage. And did lose 1 villager in the process, but he's probably still fine. I mean, he just killed like a bajillion villagers from Jordan, so yeah. That's probably okay. Veles coming in with a big ol' wall to the very far edges of the map. Max looping around here with some camels. And yeah, Suomi continuously applying the pressure, pretty much ahead across the board, it seems.
Oh, John is evacuating, sending villagers to the outside now. And
oh no!
He sees that. And that's a good sign for Rubenstock.
Yes, sending a third of your economy outside of your base and running for their lives is usually a good sign.
Oh, no. And archers are trying to chase that down. Doubt, is he sending over some knights? He's going for camels, but on the other side with his stables.
Billy, look at Rubenstock's POV. Just look at his POV, man.
He's stonewalling Jordan, who is not even allowed to sling.
No, he's not. No way in, no way out.
He could be defeated in this game.
Well, thankfully for Jordan, he did evacuate those, 7 villagers?
Ah, yeah, true. Oh, God.
And that is 1 more than when the villagers he starts with.
I want to listen to them in TeamSpeak as well. Like, Doubt. He must be very happy seeing Jordan being basically out of the game after not even 20 minutes.
Oh, yeah. I would definitely enjoy to be a fly on the wall in their TeamSpeak. Even stonewalling in the tower, just to make sure.
That he's not getting towered again.
Oh, yeah. Oh, okay, so all Jordan needs to do is he just needs to chop his way to freedom. To go full force nothing style. Just chop your way out.
Well, Doubt has some experience, and he's sending more villagers in that direction.
Oh, man. I mean, it's probably just coincidental. You have a long ways to chop through.
Yeah.
Um, but yeah, I mean, Suomi is, I was going to say, in a really incredible spot, but they're not even with the score lead right now.
That's pretty sick, yeah. But like Jordan won't do anything in this game anymore. And well, Roomstock. How what Roomstock? Okay, I just thought he had 50 food in the bank, but yeah, he just clicked up to Castle Age. Didn't build a single farm. Has a lot of mills on the outside, and yeah, most likely will be decided on the other side. It will be Berber Ethiopian. Still a scary composition. Belize only now reaching Castle Age.
Yep, Vles has reached Castle Age, is actually at quite a significant villager disadvantage compared to Tato. Somewhat surprisingly, both are on the 1 TC. I guess Vles just lost the forward villagers. But, you know, Tato, importantly, never lost control of that 1 gold. So he kind of had that lifeline. And yeah, Ethiopian crossbows, obviously incredibly strong in the straight up camel fight. Berber's going to be doing it just fine in the Castle Age.
Yeah, but he needs to fight. For now, they're just running. And Crossmen are going back as well. Tato is going for +1 defense. Get some nice snipes off here. 3 snipes for nothing. That was really well done by him. And now we see Dow taking the fight. Not too sure about that, though. The Maxi looks good.
He does look good. There is now ballistics in for Tato, though. Is able to stutter stuff a bit more easily thanks to the Ethiopian faster fire speed, but I mean, sometimes Age of Empires is a game of numbers, and if you don't have the numbers, then you're probably going to lose.
Do you think players actively think, okay, I'm Ethiopians, I can stutter step micro a bit quicker?
I mean, I do that when I play Ethiopians. I assume most pros would.
I know,
I mean,
I don't. Like, I'm having my same inner clock with the same timings.
really?
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, I'm a pleb, but no, it is something I definitely actively think about with Ethiopians. I mean, it's one of their bonuses, right? Might as well use it.
Yeah, no, I know, I should.
Maybe these are the things that will one day get me 2K. I
If
just
you
need to
play
not,
Ethiopians
throw all
only.
my villagers away in feudal age every game.
Okay, Jordan now up on the way to Castle Age. Still has some villagers behind there. No siege workshop from Boomstop, something I really wanted to see. Pikeman aggression now, and T is annoying Doubt quite a bit.
Oh yeah, pikeman aggression is definitely something that can annoy Malians, and even range units are going to be kind of tricky. I mean, Malian pikemen are so disappointing to use in the Imperial Age, but in the Castle Age, they're actually so sick. You know, all that pierce armor on them.
Well, fighting against knights, that doesn't really make the
I mean,
biggest
not
difference.
against knights, it doesn't matter, but I mean, you can literally, they take what, 1 damage from the TC? 2 damage from the TC.
What? Why? It's 5
Because
damage at the moment. He
yeah,
doesn't. He has 1 defense upgrade, so it's then
yeah.
4.
If he gets +2, then he would be taking 1 damage from the TC.
Okay.
But regardless, not really going to be that big of a deal when all is said and done. Seems like a little bit of a stalemate. Looks like Suomi's having some aggressive overtures here to the left.
No, let's take a look. Roomstock is a bit annoying towards Doubt. Jordan getting Castle Age, and Tato is even coming over trying to protect that. That should actually be the timing where the Max and Belize are now moving in, and they're taking good fight against Doubt. Oh god, that's a lot of losses for him.
That is a lot of losses for Down. And that was just a beautiful move there from Suomi. Sort of bait the units from Tato over to help defend Doubt. With obviously the crossbowmen are going to be able to clean up the pikemen, no problem. But leaving Tato fairly exposed to the armies of Suomi. I don't know why they're falling back right now. Kind of surprising.
What can they really kill? Roomstock, yeah, 1 siege workshop. They need to defend the left-hand side. But it's only a question of time till the Max will even get up to Imp Camels.
Indeed. Tato is not that far behind in Imperial Age time, but is at a little over half the villagers of the Max. And yeah, crossbowmen are pretty cheap. Yeah, they're okay against camels, but the war machine of the Max is going to be pretty unstoppable, I feel.
Yeah, now sending villagers forward is going for more stables. Camel production will be sick. Okay, Mangonel missing here of Tato will lose his Mangonel quite easily. Not even a single camel lost in exchange. Tato, well, he is getting up to him, but maybe the Max might even jump onto those crossmen before that.
It's definitely something to consider. Dowd has clicked up to Imp as well, but his economy is nowhere. I was gonna say nowhere near as good. It's like 10 less villagers than the max, but yeah, it's not like Berbers are really that amazing against Indians and Imp.
No.
I mean, you don't have Imp camels, even if they are a bit cheaper. But obviously, in late game team games, population efficiency is the most important thing.
So true, and simply fighting if both players are having arbalist numbers. Him camels are just so much better than the Berber camels here. Let's take a look. Release is now trying to move in again. Could eat a big shot, is going back. Using some army at the front. Well, they're just waiting for heavy camo plus 4 defense, and then we probably will see an engagement. Tato, he needs to go back and get his upgrades now as well.
Yeah. And this is just the problem with now even a castle coming up on Jordan's face from Rubenstock. Like, Jordan is just effectively out of this game right now. There's like nothing he can do, and that kind of makes it like a 2.5 v2, because Rubenstock is still being annoying.
Jordan, by the way, is already preparing to trade, building 2 markets in his starting base. Okay, now the big jump here against Tato. They're trying to catch him off guard before Arbalest kicked in, but they will kick in any second. Nice positioning here. A lot of camels from Dauda coming over as well. This could be a game-ending fight, but I think the Max won't win significantly enough. I think Secret is holding this.
It's hard to tell, right? There is the supporting TC fire, which is not going to be insignificant, but I think you're right, Nilly. No, that was a nice call. This felt like that could have gone either way, but awesome. I think the crosswind were just a little bit too out of position, and then the Ethiopian Arbalests dealing so much damage with the support of that TC fire.
And then think about it like it's a tower with 4 arrows and a TC with 8 arrows, and you have Bracer on both of them. That's actually dealing quite some damage in those fights as well.
Oh yeah, like that is a lot of damage. And yeah, there's just camels aren't in themselves inherently tanky enough. Even if they do have the extra pierce armor, it's still less pierce armor than a cavalier. Lots of forward siege workshops, though, which is a nice alteration I'm liking from Suomi. Obviously, that was something they were lacking in the last game.
Yeah, true. The push there, yeah. That's true. M Camel will now finish any second, and then fights are getting really roughed out. Even taking for Cavaliers, trying to get Cavaliers to the right-hand side, Camels to the left-hand side. But now Belize with all his Arbalest and Doubt, well, that would be really rough for him, not having all the upgrades as well. And in Camel to 20 more HP, 2 more damage output as well. I think Indians are just incredibly strong on this map.
I could not agree more. Oh yeah, not even quite having 4 right there. Doesn't seem like it's going to be too big of a deal, plus we're just now kicking in. And just looking at the raw numbers, I mean, the Max has almost double the camel count. Veles has way more Arbalest than does Tato. This is not going to be pretty for Team Secret.
And now we're just even trying to still get some gold here. Tower being activated, but yeah, camel numbers are just falling. Not fighting on the tower as well. Arbalest are trying to micro their heart out. Still doing a great job against all those imp camels, but so much idle now. The Rams are pushing in villagers, even moving forward to build an aggressive castle here.
Oh man, this is quite the forward castle. This is definitely a get out my game castle.
And they will. Oh, pop 90 now for Tato. The guy actually holding on the best here, but so many Arbalest moving in.
Yeah, this is pretty over, and that will be the GGs, and that should be 2 apiece for both these teams. So $100 each.
Choo-choo! Okay, pretty sweet stuff. Next series will actually start in 10 minutes. What a perfect time.
Perfect timing. Perfect for a short break. But yeah, that was interesting. What are your first thoughts after seeing the first series with fixed positions?
I think the maps aren't that important for the fixed positions.
Yeah.
And I like the general idea. I think all tournaments should be fixed positions in the future. No way around that. And I also would love to see how 4v4 plays out. Maybe that's a tournament for the future as well. And yeah, love to see some high level play. I would also love to hear the thoughts of the team. Like, for example, the Mayans pick there on Mirage, if that was to counter Indians.
Yeah, I think that would be really interesting. It's something that I wasn't like 100% sold on, like as a concept, just because I'm hesitant to take away like all of the randomness factor in Age of Empires because I think it's really important for the game. But I think that just adding that additional layer of like strategic planning and avoiding those situations where one team just has like a civ win essentially because they have like a crappy flank civ in pocket or whatever.
Yeah. Like we saw Suomi against AM, right, on Serengeti. The famous Franks against Indians.
Oh boy, Hart was not happy.
Yeah, MVL neither.
Yeah, that's
as
true.
well. Oh man. Tato with a nice KD, 100 to 100.
Perfect.
The max with the greatest eco, exactly what we're expecting from an Indian pocket here on this very heavy short fish map. And a great series, number 1 in the books.
Yeah, I'll be interested to see what's next. I believe it should be Suomi versus AM.
Exactly that. And later on, we will finish the evening with Secret against AM. Talk to you in roughly 10 minutes.
Sounds good. See you in a few.
Game after game today. That's pretty sick here. And I will try to clear all that stuff up. What a great series for sure. And I like that we always have 4 maps to be seen. It's also good with the schedule. I thought, okay, only 4 maps and they are taking 3 hours for that. Actually a good decision. I think I would have gone for 2.5 hours and we already would have been half an hour behind. Just silly things. Oh, Roomstock, best player of them all. 1-0 performance so far. Roomstock never wants to win decisively. It just makes the game irritating and hence wins. Well, you saw the open gold of Jordan and heavily punished it, right? Question, should I go for a run today? Yes, but go at like 21 GMT. A good night run. That's what I would recommend to you. MSIL HS, thanks for the 4-month, nearly high. Oh no, I didn't mute. Okay, now I want to mute the messages. To not overlap with the co-cast. Hope you understand that. 3 goals in the same spot, indeed. Probably scouted by Rubenstock. Nice play by him. Next series, as I said, will start in roughly 10 minutes. You can ask me some questions, do some shoutouts. Tell us what you love, and I will do some switcheroos here with the names. And AM will play against Suomi. Kind of rough for Suomi to play 8 games in a row as well. Same for AM. Only the chilled secret boys. And Towers. A lot of people want to see Towers banned apparently. Okay. On a scale of 1 to 10, how do you rate the maps? Arabia, 8 out of 10. Donut, 7 out of 10. Mirage, 7 out of 10. Shelter. 6 out of 10. Grand Barra. 6 out of 10. Desert Slope. 7.5 out of 10. And I forgot about Waterhole. We will see that later on. Member is a biased caster. He makes sure Secret wins by giving them best position. Kappa. MBR is more equipped to play 8 games in a row. Okay. Final score was 2-2 indeed, yeah. I could add that. Oh no, that stream title. Let's do something tricky till dump.